Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Game Informer Show podcast. I'm your host, Ben Hansen, joined by Andrew Reiner.
Hello.
Kimberly Wallace.
Hey.
Extra smiley today, Kim.
I'm in a good mood. I got
Why?
a good night's sleep, so I am...
That's a rare thing?
Yeah, it's a rare thing, so...
What was the secret? Give everybody a tip.
I listened to a podcast before I went to sleep.
This
The Game
very
Informer
podcast?
Show.
Oh my
She was
gosh.
all like this.
Thank you.
Not this one, not this
I see.
one.
All right. Well, it's nice to have you on. We're going to talk about a lot of things, including Dragon Quest XI,
Yes.
Echoes of an Elusive Age, that thing is called. We'll talk all about it. And then a bunch of other games like The Messenger, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Donut County, and then maybe some Nindies, which is a word we all have to get used to saying. It's like we're all used to Joy-Con now. We need to learn to get used to Nindies.
Don't need to give in to Nintendo's terms.
I love me some Nindies. A little Gamescom recap after that, talking about Dying Light 2, stuff like that. Then community emails. Kim, you're coming back for that, right?
Yes.
No
yes,
way
you
out.
know
And
it.
then back half of the show, the plan is, hopefully we'll line it up, is to do another round of Game That Tune, which is the music trivia that Shay and Kyle compete in. I think we had Tim Turry just annihilate Kyle last time we played. But I looked at it. It's been... I think it was December of 2017 since last time we played that trivia, and people asked for it a lot, so we'll try it.
Who do you think will win? Should we do a bet here?
Oh, yeah, we haven't recorded it yet. I don't know. It's very tough because I have to choose the music, and you think about like, well, who would know this game better? So you try and choose like agnostic. I'm gonna bet that Kyle will win, and that Shay's gonna get weird and pissy about it.
Who?
I think that's normally how it goes.
I don't know.
I hope that's how it goes.
I'm gonna
No.
bet on Shay.
Well, okay, there we go. Let's see some tidying and cleanup and plugs and stuff like that. First thing, just to set up next week's episode, I think will be a very, very good one. Not only
Huge.
can we talk.
Is this one not going to be a good one?
This one is a fine episode of the Game Informer Show. I'm looking into the future right now, and it's serviceable. But next week, we're talking about Spider-Man.
Full review.
Full review, full thoughts. Reiner, do you want to make a facial expression? GamePro style. Okay. All right. Video watchers, I hope you enjoy that. Audio listeners, use your
Well,
imagination.
GamePro, under my hat, my hair was exploding.
Okay. It's like you ate a warhead.
Right.
Okay, got it. And then also we have a cover reveal next week, which I think is a very interesting one. I think we're going to have a lot of exclusive information on a very interesting thing that some of us have
Yeah,
played.
you're going to look at it and go, what? And then
Yes.
just read what it is.
Yes, for sure.
Read what it is.
Read what it is. And then also more housekeeping.
My
Yeah.
Fallout story as well.
Oh,
Fallout
yeah, that's
76, 8-page story in the next issue.
And that's like based on an interview with Todd Howard and stuff?
3 people from the team
Okay.
going into the questions that have not been asked yet about what makes it Fallout. So that will be in that issue.
Cool. So
Nice.
therefore, maybe we can talk about it in the next episode as well.
can.
That sounds great. But a lot of people asking about Game Club when the next Game Club's coming up. I feel like it's just an unspoken rule. We just have to do it at this point, and we should be excited about it. But we're going to do Spider-Man as a Game Club. And
I
I
think it's a
hear
good
you.
idea.
I know there's those Xbox owners out there that might be pissed about it because we've done a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of PlayStation exclusives. And I'm sorry, but look
Hey,
at
they
those
could play-
lineups, man.
They could play Sunset Overdrive,
That's a good
submit
game.
questions pretending it's Spider-Man.
That's true. That
Same
works out
developer.
well.
Yeah, if you haven't, now this chance to play that game.
That's
As people
true.
play Spider-Man Sunset.
Yeah, but Spider-Man Game Club. So comes out on the 7th. A lot of people complained that we rushed through God of War and they couldn't keep up. Totally hear ya. So Spider-Man Game Club, we're going to divide it into 3 chunks because Reiner, you said it's very clear. There's like literally a trophy that says end of Act 1, end of Act 2, and there's 3 acts.
I didn't know that. But yeah, there's 3 acts in the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So in
And-
theory, you should turn on your trophy notifications so you know when to stop for Game
Exactly.
Club.
You can't screw this up.
Hopefully, as long as you see that. Yeah, so...
It's very obvious.
Yeah, covering Act 1, which Kyle and Reeves say doesn't take too long, we're going to cover that in the next episode after that release. So this will be for the September 13th episode.
Yeah, and it's an open world game, so your pacing is going to be different than others through
Yeah.
it. I would say if you're beelining Critical Path, you're looking at probably 3 to 4 hours.
For
If
Act
you're doing
1.
a lot of side activities, maybe 6 to 7.
Perfect. But like Kyle's
And
pointing
that's for
out-
all those acts, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Act 2 gets a little longer, but yeah, you should be able to get through it fairly quickly.
Yeah, and hopefully if you're like just running in place, jogging in place, like ready for the next episode and stuff, there's plenty of side activities to do. So we can cover all that stuff too if you want to as well. So September 13th, Spider-Man Game Club.
Cool.
Please be excited. Also, we're barely going to get to games here. We have so much stuff to set up. Imran Khan, friend of the show, I'd say
Where is
employee
he?
of Game Informer. He's at PAX.
Oh.
And he wanted me to plug some things that he's doing because it is pretty exciting. So I was like, he sent me some links to tweets, and I said, Imran, just tell me what you want me to say. And so he wrote me a script.
Oh
I didn't
my
expect
gosh,
this verbatim.
he really likes
Can you do
to
it in
this.
Imran's voice?
It's a little, Imran has like 10% of a lisp, but there's like a little something in there, right? His voice is very tough. I don't think I could do an impersonation. Anyways, without impersonating Imran, he says, on Saturday, September 1st,
That's
Imran will be hosting a panel with Koji Igarashi of Castlevania fame and Bloodstained, veteran developer Paul Neurath of games from Ultima to the upcoming Underworld Ascendant, Thomas Puha at Remedy, friend of the show, talking about Control, Lab Zero's Peter Bartholow developing next year's RPG Indivisible. They'll be talking about single-player games in the modern era on Saturday at 12:30 at the Sasquatch Theater. So if you're going to PAX West, go there, say hi, cheer really loudly for Imran. Also, he says, later that day, Imran will be representing Game Informer at the Interwebsite Gaming Decathlon hosted by Kinda Funny Games for the Pierre Schneider Cup. Go check it out at the Wyvern Theater at 7 p.m. to cheer him on. Please do. Somebody tweeted at you and I, Reiner. And
Yeah,
we're both
that damn Greg Miller. Like, seriously.
he's too out there.
Everything has to be a competition with that guy.
It's fun. I look
and
forward to
immediately
watching
his
that guy.
shirt's off.
Well, of
and then
course.
it's like competition's over.
Yeah, Imran, I'm not
You
saying
win.
you have to take your shirt off for this, but it couldn't hurt. It really
Yeah,
couldn't hurt.
that will even the playing field.
That's true. PAX, there we go. And also Kyle and Dan Tack, I think are going to be out at PAX, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go say hi to any of them if you see them. Holy cow. I think that's it for this episode of the Informer
Finally.
Show.
Oh, okay.
Let's dive into it. Okay, here we go. Dragon Quest XI.
Yes.
The echoes of an elusive age itself.
Yes.
Elusive with an EL. Not elusive
Yes.
man.
That's how I kept reminding myself. Not
So this
elusive
is
man.
an age we can't really recall. It's hazy.
Believe
we
it or
don't really
not,
know.
there's been a lot of legends told in this world about a
Yes.
chosen one. It's a very
Yes.
noble figure. So, Reiner, you're a fan of Dragon Quest, but you haven't played this one yet, right? Kim, you reviewed this game and you gave it what score?
825.
Okay, and you've poured a
Over
cra-
100 hours into this. This has been the one that almost broke me because it was just like a lot.
I like when an 825 game almost broke you.
Well, because it's a lot of content. Anybody
Yeah.
who goes into it like this game, those who like to get bang for their buck, and I will say this for them: like there is a lot to do in this world. Half of it is really fun. Some of it's worth skipping.
The side quests,
Side quests suck.
they really seem bad. So I'm like
They're
8.5
horrible.
hours in, and
Oh,
everyone
okay.
I've dabbled
Oh my
with.
God, you're not even okay.
You haven't even got to the title card yet.
Yeah, you know what? Leo, just mute my mic because at this point, only 8.5 hours in the Okay. Anyways, Kim, tell me about this game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm somebody who grew up with the Dragon Quest series. As if you read my work, I've been talking about this game quite a bit because it has been a while since we've had Dragon Quest on console. And 8 is my favorite.
Mine
8 and
too.
5. 8 and 5, I would say. And I've been hearing a lot of comparisons to 8 for this. I would say I see some of that.
I've only played 5 myself, and I absolutely loved it. I've started other ones, but I've heard that a lot of 11, it's so in love with its own history, and it has a lot of like kind of vague callbacks
Yes.
to like
If you are
allusions, if you will.
If you are a fan, because they did this to celebrate their 30th anniversary. So if you're a fan, you will catch kind of fun little things that'll make you smile and laugh. And I always like the dad jokes that Jorge adds in.
What type of stuff?
Like
Is it just like
it's
enemy
just,
names?
It's just fun. It's just it's not just enemy names. It goes on to like certain characters like will embarrass themselves with certain things they like magazine wise.
You got to get specific. Oh,
Wait, there's
okay.
like porn in the Dragon Quest universe?
It's not. Well,
Oh.
You can also get a puff puff.
What is that?
Oh, you don't use your imagination.
This is a weird
This
game.
is, that was in every game. Well, it is. That I will say too. Dragon Quest is. It always has a little bit of this weird sense of humor, and there's some weird stuff that happens in this game. Like even I was just like, this is really weird, but it's kind of really awesome at the same time.
Okay, give me the arc of your enjoyment, because I've also heard some people, like, I'm starting to pick up the pace. I just got Silvando.
Yeah,
and like the desert stuff.
Silvando is great.
Okay, but the characters are starting to pick up now, and I hear
yes.
that the characters just get better and better.
Yes, that is my one thing. Like this game, for all the criticism that Dragon Quest has gotten with story and characters, I would say this is the best cast they've ever had.
Wow.
Designed by Akira Toriyama.
Yes.
In theory. Yeah. I don't know if he's sitting down and sketching all these characters. I'm sure it's like, just do it in my style.
Send an
I'll be over
email.
here.
Red shirt.
Yeah.
And what's cool about, like I said, I was telling people were asking me when I first started, I'm like, well, it's kind of a slow start, but once you start getting more party members and you get the complete party, then it really picks up and gets super interesting.
Okay.
Super interesting to the point, like, this is why I was happy I got a good night's sleep last night. I've been playing this game till like 6, 8 in the morning because I've just been
What are you talking
glued.
about?
I've been glued to it. It's
8 in the morning?
Yes. This is why I'm so tired.
Jesus Christ.
I just get really into things, but I will say the characters have really interesting backstories. The way the whole party comes together is intriguing, and you know.
And unlike a certain other JRPG that just came out not too long ago, Octopath Traveler, these characters interact with each other, and that's part of the thrill of gathering a party for an
it's
JRPG.
nice. Like I said, Jade is one of my new favorite characters. Sylvando is a charmer.
I think Veronica has a bizarre, interesting backstory.
Yes, everybody has these really interesting stories. So I really like that part of the game. And like I said, the part, it does what I love. I'm a big fan of turn-based battle systems. I don't ever want them to go away.
Yeah.
They scare me now. If I see a line of characters in front of an enemy, I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Like
erotically turned
love
on.
these. Oh.
Not where I thought this conversation was go. But I like being able to like strategize. And what I liked about Dragon Quest 11, and so bear with me here also on the beginning, you don't have a lot of powers, but once you start unlocking stuff, oh my gosh, and you save up because it's a little hexagonal grid and you put points for each character and each character has a specialty. And
It's a
then,
little sphere gritty.
Yeah, and then,
That's good.
exactly.
That's a
and
good thing.
2 weapons that they really focus on and can wield. Some have a little more, but going through that and opening that grid, so you can always see kind of what's ahead, and then there's some squares you can't see that are question marks that are like you have to unlock other squares around it to see them.
Okay.
But those are usually really powerful skills, so you want to. Anyways, for example, my favorite thing is the character Eric. He's like a thief, so a lot of
Don't
his
care
stuff,
for him.
I don't like his accent.
Okay.
I wrote about that. That one, he's not, I thought I was going to like him the most, but I didn't. But for battle, oh my gosh. So you can use he gets a divide skill later on. So he gets doppelgangers. And so you can do 3 times the attack. And he also has
That sounds
ability.
OP.
He also has an ability that guarantees him a critical. So if you use that first, then the crit, you get over 1,000 damage easily.
So I have to keep Eric in my party?
It is so satisfying. Well, I didn't use him for a bunch of the game until I unlocked those abilities, and I was struggling on a boss, and I was like, let me look and see what I have in my arsenal here. And I was like, oh gosh, why wasn't I using this sooner? Like, this is super powerful. Plus, also like Veronica, you can unlock a skill for her to double cast for the price of 1. And she's another one who can just annihilate people once you unlock that skill.
I've heard some people complain it's a little bit too easy overall.
It starts that way. So here's what I'll say. I had no problem getting through to the credits. I even did a lot of bosses I feel like under-leveled and still was fine because I was trying to get as much in for the review as possible, and then I did some side stuff. But once so there's the credits, but you want to reload after the credits because you're not really done. There's a true ending, and the true ending is when, I'm going to swear right here, so bleep this, shit gets real. It is very much... a lot of hard bosses to the extent like I had one I was going into and like 3 of my party members just died with 1 attack off the bat.
Love it.
So it's definitely that old school, like, all right, you might not be at the right level for this, but for me, it kind of gets the wheels turning in my head. Okay, which skill am I not using? Who do I need to buff up? And also like there's the crafting, okay, the fun size forge, which,
Next to your camp, they have what they call a fun-size forge in a very cheeky Dragon Quest way, where you can make amazing weapons and armor.
Yeah,
and stuff.
so I was trying to like up my weapons because you can create weapons through that, but also your existing weapons, you can pump up more power into them by reworking them, so you can get like +3 whatever they do. So I mean, there's a lot to play with that here within it. So there's a lot of elements to consider.
Okay, Reiner, you said you were turned off by turn-based battles, seeing characters line up. I'm still
that's like, it's not a turn-off. It's just what are they doing to make this fun and different?
Well,
I think that's a great question.
This is what I like people... I read mixed comments on kind of what I had said, which it happens with every review. And for me, I've been playing this series for 30 years, and I love this series, and I want to see it thrive and live on. but in 30 years, it hasn't really. It doesn't, there's something charming about the fact that it has stayed very true and classic.
And just to have like a good sized budget, just, all right, we're going to build the hell out of this classic style RPG.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
But
I agree.
You need to modernize some things for it and, change some stuff up a little bit within the turn-based battle system. I look at something like Persona 5 where they just like changed all the dungeons and they had some, more interesting attacks that you were able to
Even
do.
Octopath Traveler, to go back to that, like everybody loves that battle system.
Yeah, exactly. And so for this, it's more of the same and the formula works and it's still fun. Like I had fun, but in certain points it shows like it's not classic anymore. It's archaic. So like you can't save anywhere. And that at this point in our, either you put the save points right next to the bosses or you should have a save anywhere button in an RPG.
Right.
Just like hands down.
The battle system is something that it's still bizarre. It's probably not a good sign for your battle system when it defaults to like automating a majority of the characters.
Don't leave it automated. Oh my gosh.
It'll go a little bit faster, but you should dive through.
Yeah,
so you don't drive yourself
you
insane.
should make yourself have, I don't know, I took over control because I don't like giving away control to other
Assuming
people.
control. And then also the weird thing was, like, it starts out with the default where you can run around in battle a little bit Star Ocean-y, but it's like, is there any strategic advantage?
No, it doesn't matter.
That's what's
the
crazy.
thing.
There's an option then in the menu, Reiner, to make it like line up in a row and just make it more classic. It's like, well, I'd like to do this, but if I'm missing the ability to like dodge these attacks.
Yeah, I tried that. When I first had tried the import version a while ago, because I've been amped up for this game and I wanted to see what it was about. I was like, oh, does it matter like if I attack them from behind and move my character? It doesn't.
That's so silly.
It's
So
just
if
like
they do
they
like
wanted to be able to say you can move around on the battlefield, but it's really not.
If they do an attack with splash damage, it's going to hit you even if you're behind.
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
Yes, because I was trying that stuff at first, and I was like, all right, this doesn't matter. I'm just going to go in classic design. So like I said, there are certain elements. I feel like this game also, you want to get the true ending because there's something very...
Well, what is it about, by the way? We haven't set up like
Well,
who I am.
it's the typical save the world plot of Dragon Quest.
So here you are, right?
Is it coming of age?
You are...
Kind of. Well, you do have a coming of age ceremony to kick off the game.
You
Yes.
do.
Here. Oh, also a great reference to the beginning, Reiner. You'll never imagine this, right? Where it was
Amnesia?
No.
Do I have? Oh,
No.
They
But damn
blew
close.
it. They
But what
blew
it is it's like, oh, there's the kingdom, and they're scared of this baby being born with a certain mark because they're the chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
So the baby's born, and they put the baby in a basket and send it down the river to try and hide the baby, which is insane because just the day before I started playing this game,
You were in a basket in a river.
I was in a basket in a river.
Yeah.
No, I watched the movie Willow, and it is literally the exact opening of Willow and Dragon Quest XI, both those back to back.
I'll put it this way. You are fated to have a hand in saving the world from this darkness.
This
everybody
is
wants to
classic
know.
ass JRPG,
It's
right?
classic. It is classic. But I will say for the story's kind of, it's okay. But the characters are what make it, and
Okay.
that
That
stuff is all
happens
good.
a lot
And the
with JRPGs,
backstories
yeah.
for like while this plot seems basic, how the characters come together, as I said before, is just really satisfying and really fun to watch, and even has some twists I wasn't expecting. And it's really hard to surprise me at this point with everything I've played. So
Right.
you
They
know,
do some new things. Okay. So one of the reasons the in theory localization took so long for this game to come out to the West is they added full voices.
yes, since Dragon Quest VIII, which made that became really powerful, they have used a lot of British voices, and one sounded Scottish to me.
I keep alternating between having them on or turning them off. Now I'm at a point where I think I'm just going to leave them off because I hate having text on the screen in an RPG and then having to listen to their dialogue because I'm like reading faster than they're
Part of
speaking.
their personality. It brings
I
life.
get
I
it.
know, but in Japan when it released, it did not have voice acting. So they added this.
Which is weird.
Also, they're, like I said, very particular about the script, and they wanted to make sure it got translated
Well, you
precisely.
can't-
Every dad joke has to be right.
Right. You can't botch the names of some of these
Yeah.
enemies. Like Cruel Cumber is in the beginning. Is a
Yeah,
very cool enemy. It's a lot of good puns in there.
Yeah, the puns are great. Tim Turry would love this game.
Yeah, I think Cruel Cumber is one of his favorites, actually. I think that's why it stands out.
But, the voice acting is hit or miss. Even for me, so I was if you watch our new gameplay today on it,
Yeah.
Cork and Leo are just like, oh, this music, like
Yeah.
yeah. Well, as somebody who's been a fan of the series, like that's the classic music, like that gives you that nostalgia.
Dude,
like, that's
orchestrate it.
and
That
the sound
music is
effects.
grating.
They
It
have
sounds,
the old side effects. Well, sound effects rather, but it's overused a bit.
It's like every time you go into a dungeon or an area, it does like that type of weird sound. And the music, it's really maybe one of the weakest parts of the game at this
It's
point.
a weaker Dragon Quest sound like score. I feel
Yeah.
like it's not the best. My other thing too is just to get back into the difference I find between how I felt about 8 and 11. So this is the first one, on console in like over, it's
Since
in,
PS2.
PS2,
well,
yeah.
not counting the Japanese release of 10.
Yeah, 10 it was an MMO, so we'll just like count that out for a second
All
for
right.
us.
Yeah.
But they probably learned a lot with an MMO trying to build out worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
When I don't know about you, Reiner, when you played, but when I played 8, I was just like so enamored with the world, and I just was. It really shocked me and amazed me, and I want to be in it. We've had games advance so much at this point that a world like this with, there's nothing wrong with having more of a linear structure. I actually don't mind that. It's just, there's just not a lot of fun things to do. Everything's just so by the numbers. I think the villages and everything had their own good, like distinct places you go. Like at one point you go to Nautica, which is like this mermaid, underwater place. But as you get further in, it's just like I wasn't impressed by the world the way I usually that was with 8, which kind of for me was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Especially just playing Ni no Kuni 2 this year, which is I think one of the things that
Love
game
that
excels
world,
at
yeah.
is every city, every world, or every town you go to is like, this is a weird, novel place for
Yeah,
RPG.
exactly. So that kind of was a little bit of a bummer for me. And then what really brought it down for me, so especially in the true ending, recycled dungeons. Every
Oh,
RPG
boy.
does this. I get it. You put a lot of time into crafting a dungeon. You want another reason to use it. Well, if you're going to use it again, make something different or creative with it, or you're doing something else because
Change a color palette for Christ's sake.
because I don't like. There's a dungeon. Oh gosh, in the true ending that I must have visited like 5 or 6 times, and I was just like, this. I don't want to go through this dungeon again. I just don't.
Kim, this sounds bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say that I was thinking about this today. The true ending has something really great in it, but it really makes you work for it. And I don't know if I would do it over again. And so many people are like, play it for the true ending. And I'm like, it's a lot of stuff you have to do.
Will I be okay playing it? Because I think I'm going to beat this game. Like, I really want to finish another Dragon Quest. And it seems like a good contender. I'm enjoying my time with it so far, but only because I'm listening to podcasts while playing it. Like, I cannot imagine playing this game only focusing on this game. Feels a little bit World of Warcrafty, where you should have something else going on at times. But am I safe just letting credits roll, finishing the game, and then just going on YouTube and seeing the secret thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
I can't spoil, so it's
Please
like
don't.
this whole, people get mad when I do that. So
understand
I don't
why.
want to.
Is it a coming of age moment?
No, I think it's just something special if you've been following the series.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right, that
if
seems
like
fine.
you're not a huge Dragon Quest fan, you can probably maybe take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But this has interesting callbacks to the series in a way you wouldn't expect, I'll say. But I mean, there's a lot of effort to get there. So I finished the main plot. You can probably to get to the credits, 60, 65 hours, okay?
Okay.
And that's me going at a pretty fast, brisk pace.
Sure.
I did some side quests. I didn't do all of them because those are, God, let's just get rid of fetch quests that are annoying. Because Dragon Quest also requires you to look through every nitty gritty thing for some of these side quests. Like locate this person in the town and go through and talk to everyone so you can make sure you're finding the right person. It's just stuff like that. Or find this
That's old
book.
school.
Yeah, it's old
is.
school.
Trigger the next
It
conversation.
is so
yeah.
old school.
And that's
in
one of the
that
things. I mean, you started the conversation with it, but it is just so wild to see Square release this game and then also continuing with the Final Fantasy franchise, where they're trying to be so progressive
Complete
with Final
opposite.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
And
that is what I feel like kind of is why people, because when I, it said like it needs to change some stuff up and it just needs to evolve a little, Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
And then people are like, but look at what they did to Final Fantasy.
It
And
is
it's
true.
Just like, I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand, but I don't think
Just meet us in the middle. Go to like a Final Fantasy X level of progress is all I ask.
I don't
See,
want,
I don't think
like,
they need to do that. I think they could stick to it, but having things like that just makes sense, like saves anywhere.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what
Not
they need to do.
recycling
They can stick
dungeons.
to that formula.
Better side quests.
Infinite inventory. Have the map button be on the big touchpad on PS4. Don't have it be square and like to run you hold R2. Like just like the UI and configuration there is so
it's
bizarre.
Not, yeah, it's not great.
You can't remap anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's just little things that bring it down, and I especially feel like that other path I did, just having to repeat all the stuff that I did, and that one gets really grindy. But there's some real cool bosses, like special bosses, side bosses in there. And I feel like, too, the game does a good job, even through the true ending, even in the actual game. Like, if you're going to revisit a village, this is actually what it does better than dungeons, is it really makes it interesting and worth it. Like, you'll find out what happened with certain characters that you interacted with before.
Okay.
Their stories kind of go on, and I think that's good. Like, that's what I want. I really wish they would do that with dungeons. That's all
It'd be nice.
my thing
Last
is.
question I have. Does
Yes.
the main character have a hamster in his pocket?
No.
That's a step down.
He does look like a brunette version of Trunks from Dragon Ball, if you're into that.
Yeah.
Especially because during battle, people get pepped up. And it's
Yes.
basically them going Super Saiyan.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
like
I'm
the-
getting pepped!
Yeah, that's like that's the
Totally.
pension system from 8 with a little bit of a twist of like you can
With a worse name.
Yes.
Yeah. They're called pep powers. And
That's
like
kinda
I said,
good.
you can it's basically how much damage you take, but you can never control how much the enemies. So it's hard to activate it. Like you can't activate it just on the fly.
Right.
It just happens at random times, but later in the game you can get a power or an item that would just let you go into that, so you can plan that state
Transform
better.
into your pep form.
Yes.
Okay,
'Cause
got
those
it.
can do powerful. They do really powerful attacks in the beginning of the game, and then as I went on into the later stuff, I was like, these powers aren't doing as much as my regular, higher attacks do.
Yeah.
So it kind of loses its fun and luster that way.
Gotcha.
Power.
I guess we're pepped up enough. All right, Kim, 8.25. Your
Yes.
reviews on the site if you want even more thoughts about this game.
I will also have tips up before launch
pep tips.
because I spent 100 hours with this game. I might as well show you the things I wish I knew going in.
Empty your
Save
brain
you.
on GameInformer.com is what we always yell at employees. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
do you guys
problem.
want to clap out of here?
Oh, let's do it.
See ya.
Hot damn. Look at this. We got Kyle Hilliard.
Hey.
Brian Shea.
Hey.
And JV Gwaltney.
Hey, Ben.
JV, you look about the same. Brian, I feel like you really stepped it up today. I saw you walk into the room and I said to myself, I will never be as well coiffed, as well dressed, as stylish, as peppy as you are today.
Well, thanks.
And Kyle needs a haircut. All
I'm
right.
always in that state.
Here we go. What do you guys want to talk about first? We have a lot of interesting things. I think maybe I'm the most curious about The Messenger.
We can
Brian
start with
Shea,
that.
Your holy game.
The holy game.
Because people kept walking through the bullpen and seeing you play it, and then they were confused about what game it was because it's constantly shifting it up.
Yes. So it's basically a Ninja Gaiden-inspired 2D action platformer on Switch and PC.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it's
two
one of
holy
those.
systems. Okay.
So basically, you start off in like an 8-bit graphical style, like side-scrolling, just complete linear stages.
Yeah.
And then midway through the game, you do a boss battle, which kind of feels like maybe a late game boss battle. And after you do that, like these like sorcerers or wizards or whatever, like cast this thing and send you flying into the future. It's like 5,000 years into the future. And the graphical style changes from 8-bit to like 16-bit
After 5,000 years.
to represent the difference in time.
How many hours into the game does this happen?
Probably about 4 or 5 hours.
That seems late.
It's like
but
a
interesting.
lot it's like an 11-hour experience, at least for
Okay.
me, or 10-hour experience. But it also changes genres shortly thereafter. It goes from a side-scrolling linear action platformer to a Metroidvania of all genres. Imagine that on a Nintendo system.
It's great.
But I really like it as like a linear stage-driven game. However, when it shifts to Metroidvania, I love like a Metroid-inspired title, but it loses its pacing, which I think is one of its strongest like suits.
It's such a weird move to split the game up like that.
Did you ever play Evo Land or Evo Land? Like it's that RPG that literally goes through like all the evolutions of RPG from like 8-bit to 16-bit.
Evo's Search for Eden.
Yeah.
One of the best Super Nintendo games. Yeah. But it's nothing like that, huh?
No.
Damn it. And why don't they make a new Evo is our other question for you, Brian.
No idea.
God damn it.
But yeah, I really enjoy it. Like, I think that the first half is definitely stronger than the second half because I think that the style of that game plays better into like the linear curated style rather than like, hey, go explore and search for this artifact that's hidden somewhere in this map.
Got it. But it's called The Messenger.
It's called The Messenger.
And your score was?
An 8.
An 8. Review on the site.
Yeah, it's a very good game. I recommend you checking it out.
Perfect. JV Gwaltney, you've been spending a lot of time and you want to spend more time with a game that isn't quite reviewed yet called Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is the Switch re-release of the last 3DS Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
Before World. And I played a little bit of it. But I really got sidetracked by, let's be frank, Monster Hunter is hideous on 3DS. It's just a fucking ugly game. And also like the 3DS is a nightmare to control, like sort of
nightmare.
Complex,
Look, let's come clean. I'd rather kill myself than play Monster Hunter on 3DS.
So it's a hideous nightmare is what I'm hearing.
Yes, exactly. But the Switch fixes all that because it gets rid of all the crappy resolution problems. It really makes all the color pop. It looks lovely. All the sort of muddy stuff in the 3DS version is sharp edges now. It just looks so much better, and obviously, like the Switch plays better in handheld and in sort of like split Joy-Con mode.
Yeah. The big question I feel like with this is, you say before World. That's basically like saying BC at this point, like BW. Like, isn't it just really strange and difficult to go back to a pre-World Monster Hunter?
No, but remember, I'm the weirdo in the office.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Like, I'm the person who likes Far Cry 2 the most. Probably out of those.
Yeah, we have a name for you people. It's called hipsters.
Yeah. But I think I enjoy it a little bit more than World because the Fireflies in World, if you haven't played Monster Hunter World, you're a privileged hunter schmuck who is able to follow a bunch of fireflies to the monster that you're hunting.
It's called convenience.
Yeah.
Quality of life.
The older Monster Hunters do not have this. You have to find the monster first and then throw a paintball on them, and then it'll show up in your map.
Right.
So it feels like, I think the biggest difference, if you're going into this and you've played World, but you haven't played any of the other Monster Hunters, is that it's tilted more towards preparation than World was. Like, you have to buy all your supplies, you have to sharpen your sword a fair bit more, so on and so forth. Ben, you're giving me that look like that just sounds like a not good time.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I think you're very much in the minority of people who prefer this stuff.
Yeah. And I enjoy it. I still think even outside of that, like, it still has that loop, that very enjoyable loop of like hunting monsters. And there's more monsters in here than there is in World. Like, there's like 20-ish in World, I feel like.
About right. Probably
there's
that,
like 90 in Monster Hunter Generations.
Goodness gracious.
It's basically a greatest hits collection of all the older Monster Hunters.
Yeah.
But, it looks better and it's all thrown in like one world. So I'm enjoying it a lot.
Fun to play on Switch, too, I'd imagine. The Switch bump is here,
Yeah, the Switch bump is real. Like, I really enjoy, like, going to a cafe and just, I want to hunt some monsters right now for a couple of hours.
Is there like do you know if there are local co-op options, like two Switches playing offline, like ad hoc mode?
I've just played online
Don't know yet?
multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Do you think anybody's ever make a game called Ad Hoc? Even if you spell
there's an indie game called
ADDHAWK?
Ad Hoc.
Yeah.
It's like you're selling stuff, you're hawking stuff, you got to add the price.
I was thinking like more birds.
Yeah. While we continue talking about this game, do you want to look up the etymology of ad hoc? I assume it's some Latin thing.
Oh, it's 100% Latin. Yeah.
Please. Okay. Anyways.
And also, like, if you play
What is the etymology of ad hoc, Siri?
Go on, sir. JV.
let's
I was
see.
waiting for Kyle.
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the etymology.
Okay,
of ad
I'll
hoc.
go into. I'll look this up.
We'll get
Cool.
back to Kyle.
And if you could do it louder, I'd appreciate that. I don't know if you want to turn your keypad typing on as you bang away.
Yeah. An important
Leo,
thing.
could you bring me a charger for my
Jesus
phone?
Christ, Kyle's sense of humor.
An important thing to keep in mind, if you have the 3DS version, if you are one of those weirdos who actually played Monster Hunter before World and you played Generations on 3DS, you can actually transfer your save.
Oh, that's huge.
yes.
That's a huge thing.
So like, you're not starting over from scratch
don't you-
because these games are like huge time sinks.
yeah.
Don't you have to use some sort of like weird app though? Like, it's not just like a cloud save because Nintendo hasn't done that
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. It's like it involves a code an app, but it's not like a pain in the ass or anything.
Sure.
All right, that
Yeah.
seems okay.
Yeah.
So review on the site soon.
Yeah, review on the site soon. I want to spend a little bit more time with it, try and get to some of the higher end stuff because there are some new content additions, not like a load of stuff, but there's basically like harder quests, harder hunts and that sort of stuff. But it's basically still the same game. It just looks and plays much better.
Cool.
Yeah.
While we're on the Nintendo Switch train, we should talk about Nintendo's big Nindies live stream this week, which is always interesting. You never know how these are going to go, but I feel like the last several Nintendo Directs, they haven't let us down. It's been a while since I've watched a Nintendo Direct and said, I wish I didn't watch this. Like, there's always something. Like this one, out of the blue, it's like, oh, I guess this is like a local multiplayer-focused Nintendo Direct, which are several things I love a lot.
And
right?
re-releases.
Yeah, they definitely had new releases too, but it's like focusing on, hey, this stuff's coming out in September, October. Quickly, Into the Breach is out now on Switch.
Yeah.
One of the best games of the year, according to Game Informer. Like,
Yeah.
people are gaga over that. I think we gave it, at 9.5?
9.25.
9.25. Okay, it was only on PC before.
Pardon you.
There we go. Let's see. Bastion and Transistor are
Yes.
coming to Switch.
Which
that is
means
so
that
exciting.
like probably Pyre at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be
like
great.
that is the perfect game for the Switch.
I was
my
just listening to
God.
the Bastion soundtrack again this morning, and
It's
it's like,
perfect,
oh,
right?
that's right. I need to replay Bastion. Like, it is one of the greatest soundtracks.
Yeah.
Darren Korb knows how to compose a track.
It's so amazing.
Bastion's so good.
There's also some dopey game called Mineko's Night Market, which looks cute.
Yeah, it's got that sort of.
Yeah.
I want to know what that aesthetic is called that like Ooblets has and that game has. Like it's becoming a thing. There's
Donut
another.
County as well on the Goose Game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
What is? It's kind of like the pastel, no boundaries look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice. I like
I
that.
should call my partner and ask her since she's an artist. She's like, what is the name of this thing?
Help me with the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Anyways,
the
it
art
seems
thing.
cute. But anyways, like the local multiplayer stuff, I'm very excited about. Towerfall coming to Switch. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Of course, it's a great platform, amazing game if you've never played it. Also, this is outside of the loop of the Nindies, but Shovel Knight's new DLC is like a Smash Brothers style thing
Yeah.
called Showdown.
Is it DLC? I thought it was like a game,
think
like a
it's
standalone
DLC.
game.
I think it's the final DLC for that game because like they've
Yeah.
had so many expansions over the past few years.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Also, King of the Hat is a game which kind of looks like a Killer Queen or Joust or balloon fight style
You're
thing.
throwing hats, but you're like vulnerable if you don't have your hat on, something like that.
Yeah, it seems cute. It seems solid.
Yeah.
And then maybe the star of the show, the announcement of Samurai Gun 2 coming to Nintendo Switch. I love the first Samurai Gun, and I love the idea of just like, oh yeah, I guess the sequel's coming, and Nintendo gets the reveal of it. That's crazy.
Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah,
has a
you
release
glossed
date
over the
now,
best
too.
game in the entire thing.
Undertale.
I mentioned Towerfall.
Hyper Light Drifter we knew about. Like
Yeah.
it was just
Okay.
a matter we got a date, and that's a great Switch game.
And that's
That'll
like-
be a great Switch.
And
that's
don't they have
September.
content coming to that too?
It's got like new outfits and new weapons.
so
which-
someone's going to be dressed as Link.
It would be a
the
missed
one they
opportunity
showed
if they
was just
didn't.
like a gray one that helps you find secrets. I don't think there's going to be Nintendo focus.
They really need a green tunic in that.
If they were going to have it, they would have put it in the direct.
I feel like they were
you know?
building up to like, and we have a special new outfit, and they show it. It's just like, yeah, some dumb blue shirt.
I
Like, don't
adore
know.
that game, but even I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're building up to.
It would have been awesome if like there was like a secret Ganon boss fight or something like that they negotiated. I
Or
don't
if they
know.
included those classic Majora wings that everyone's talking
the
about.
Majora wings. That's right.
All right, very exciting news. Samurai Gun 2, Towerfall on Switch. Oh, so good. Donut County, Kyle,
Yeah,
off the Nintendo train now.
but yes, onto the PS4 PC train
and mobile.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
I bought it
and
on mobile last night.
Okay,
Did
yeah.
you buy the clone or the game?
I bought Donut County.
Okay.
Kyle, can you
pretty
set up
different.
what this is?
So Donut County it's like an indie puzzle game where you're a hole, and then you place the hole under things to basically eat up this town, and then the hole gets bigger as you eat things. It's Katamari is the best sort of direct line of comparison that you
And it's
that
about
can
as
draw.
loose as Katamari, where it's, hey, just go have fun in the toy box, just make a little progress here and there.
No, it's a lot more restricted. The levels
Okay.
are a lot smaller. It never quite reaches the crazy heights of Katamari. Where
Do you eat the earth at any point as the whole?
No.
Oh.
Like that's you never that's actually not to like go negative first because I do like the game. It's really cool, but that's the one thing that kind of held it back is like it didn't really feel like it met its full potential. Like there's a really fun simple mechanic here of like putting things in a hole, the hole gets bigger, you can get bigger things, but the levels are small. The whole game's only about 2 hours. The story is cute and I liked it. It's funny, but like it just never really quite went over the ledge of like being something big and
And
cool.
Kyle,
and
you know
special.
the potential of being in a hole.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's just student loans, baby.
No, you sound like. Are you the bad guy? Why are you eating the earth?
It's your. Kind of. There's like
It's trash.
You're
mostly.
like this raccoon who has an app who's like making the holes, and everyone knows that he did it, and they're mad at him, and the raccoon is just like, "What? It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it." But they're all like underground trying to figure out how to get back out of the earth.
Oh,
Sounds
so
like
they're
a
not
dream.
dead when they go down the hole.
No, they just hang out down the hall and yell at the guy that got them there, and he just tries to defend himself. It's pretty funny.
sounds
Oh,
cute.
I
phew.
like the dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you end up scoring this thing?
7.5.
7.5. Donut County.
Yeah.
Published by Annapurna.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, Shay, what you'll think of the iOS version, because I played it on PC with a controller, which was great.
Okay.
But it seems like a game that would fit really well on iOS for sure. With the
Well, I
touchscreen.
will let you know.
Please do.
There we go. Donut County. All right, great. You guys are the best. Do you want to clap out of here, though?
Yes.
Here we go. Bonjour, folks. We have the Gamescom crew itself. We have Cyril Vasquez.
Hello.
Ben Reeves.
Hello.
Jeff Cork.
Let's make this segment good for a change.
Yeah, we're
Right?
really going to do it.
And so get out of here.
This is seems
Hanson.
like the energy is fading.
Yes.
Nobody on the podcast is having a
Yes.
good time. This is boring. We're gonna fix it.
This is when we have fun.
Yeah, those other segments
Yeah.
sucked.
And
this
the
one is the good one.
Jeff Cork, I don't know what's happened, but I like it. Also, audio quality is going to be so much better than trying to escape you idiots from Germany, which was tolerable at best last week.
Yeah.
People, there's one YouTube comment which really made me laugh where they like, I asked you a question, Reeves, was not able to hear the response at all.
Oh, yeah?
And they just put a timestamp for that. And then afterwards, like, yeah, perfect. And then just like moved on because I didn't want to call
Oh,
it out. 'cause
my
we're-
gosh.
We're
You
on
remember
such a
the
tight
question?
schedule. No, I don't. And I think
Oh.
it was very important.
That's what I. It was a good get.
How is Germany overall?
Great.
Yeah? Do you guys get to know
once,
each other?
Once we were in Germany,
Here's the
it
deal.
was nice.
Yeah.
Don't ever fly United.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Garbage. That airline.
Terrible.
Also, German wings apparently not good either.
Yeah.
German wings?
Eurowings.
Euro wings, German wings.
That's a plane?
it was a
Allegedly.
single plane.
It's a whole line of them.
It was a guy. We bought our tickets out of the back of a van. Maybe a bad mistake. I
Did the
don't know.
plane just have like two saggy bird wings on the side?
They said you have to get this bag and act like trash. And I was like, sold.
All
I
right.
can do this.
the part I was born to play. baby.
Double miles though, right?
Yeah.
No. Were you guys just sick of it at the end of Gamescom? Were we all ready to get the hell home?
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of plane trouble. One of our planes got canceled, and so yeah.
One of
Somehow
us
we
got
ended
delayed
up
for 4 hours.
specifically.
Yeah. The plane was completely canceled from existence.
Holy God.
Yeah.
I hope I never get
Whoa.
canceled.
Only this one.
But the show itself was good. A lot of
Yeah.
cool games.
Okay, great. I think we covered them all last week, so I think we're pretty good here,
I
guys.
think
All right,
we're
see ya.
done. See ya.
Cork, I'm very
Yes?
curious. It's not the most flashy name, but it's one that I'm interested in. You said you were most excited to talk about a game called Old School Musical. Was
I
that a joke?
no, that game's freaking awesome.
What is it?
It is a rhythm game, which I know you're already
love it.
salivating.
I heard the rhythm is going to get you.
I heard it's a dancer, but all right.
Can we make the mic do the Germany thing again? That'd be very helpful for me. Yeah, it's like an indie rhythm game, right? Check this out. 16-bit aesthetic.
Oh.
Right? You're into that? Yeah. But it's super weird. There's like mashup levels inspired by well-known games, but it kind of a skewed take on it, my friend.
So it's jumping between different retro games.
Homages to them, like
Yeah.
one of them, for instance, is presentation-wise, it looks like Outrun, the
Okay.
old classic driving game. But then it also is kind of a mashup with Road Rage, Road Rash,
Yeah.
Rage. Good grief! The motorcycle pulls up beside you, and then there's like a conversation with like Monkey Island style insult contest going on also.
But what you're doing is
what you're doing is hitting the button when it gets in the middle.
so it's just like Parappa-esque like rhythm.
So is it actual dialogue, like actual like story bits going on there?
Yeah,
so
actual
you're
story
trying to
stuff.
like match the timing while reading this text?
Well, the text parts are kind of like when the music is in a lull, so you're not.
Oh, okay.
but
Okay, so it's just like different musical homages as well, and you're just playing through all
awesome
these.
chiptune stuff. I
sounds
usually
great.
am completely immune to that. Like I'm kind of
Let
I
your
like
past die.
Yeah.
Chip Mune.
But it's really cool.
Cool. Old School Musical. We did a new gameplay today on it as well, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we didn't capture any footage. Time out. It's coming out on
we-
Switch and PC. What?
We did, but Cork, you weren't there.
Did you really?
Yeah, me and Kyle did it.
Gross. So if you
your
want to see
show.
a really subpar episode,
Yeah.
do gameplay or maybe you'll
I
like it
hope
more.
there's sarcasm in it. Okay, another game I'm curious about, and I forget which one of you jokers played it, is that one time that the Machina fought the Daemon with Daemon Cross Machina for Nintendo Switch.
Guys, I've got this one.
Oh, God damn it. It's Cork
no,
again.
Cork, I wanted to talk about it.
I'm making up for the Gamescom episode where I busted my ass to get on a train in time so that I could be a weirdo shadow in the background while you guys crowded around a laptop.
It's not my fault you only saw the turds of the show over there.
All right.
A Daemon Cross Machina.
Point taken. All right.
What is this thing? I remember the Nintendo at E3 opened with it, so it seems like they think it's a big deal.
It's cool. It's
Is
like
it?
a mech game where you can get outside of what they call an arsenal, and you are a human, also called an outer. So they're really into this terminology.
I'm actually an inner. I don't know if you
These
wanna-
are words that you're familiar with, but not used this way. That seems to be a common theme. But it's really, really vibrant as far as the color palette goes.
Yeah.
And I think it's really neat looking. And you've got like a giant robot. You're fighting other giant robots, and you can pick up weapons kind of that you find on the battlefield, take it to your hangar, kill a boss. You can take tech from that and build up your own arsenal of arsenals.
Okay, so you're impressed by it.
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
Next year, I believe.
Okay, like everything great. That's cool, man. Let's see.
It's
The big
2019,
wheel.
right?
Do you want to make the sound of choosing a wheel or choosing an item? Dying Light.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's not your Cork again. Okay, is this Dying Light 2?
I saw, Dying Light 2. I got the presentation for that. And then also the Dying Light Bad Blood. So I saw 2 Dying Light games.
What is Bad Blood?
It's the free-to-play. They're calling it, check this out, it's not a battle royale. It's a brutal royale. So it's
I'm suddenly more interested. No.
PvE.
Wait, there's
What?
E's?
Cork, are you okay?
Are you?
I don't know.
What is it?
It's basically like a modified map from the first Dying Light, but it's multiplayer focused, 12 players. You kind of spawn into the world, and you fight the AI enemies, right, the zombies.
Oh,
and then also
okay.
you harvest these samples from these nests that are being guarded by the zombies. All the while, other players are trying to do the same thing, and you can kind of choose to attack other players or leave them be. You can be opportunistic and like, oh, this guy's fighting a big monster. I'm going to wait till he's super
Little
well
hunt showdowny.
you
Okay.
can, as you're collecting the samples, it builds up a bar. When it's full, you can call for a helicopter evac and get the heck out of there. But there's only one seat on the helicopter.
So did they evoked the concept of battle royale, even though that's not what they're calling
They
it. Right?
poked the beast.
But I also heard you say the words 12 player, which it's interesting.
That's a
it's almost
dozen.
like battle royale is that popular where they're like, we gotta like tap into this, even though we can't really do
Yeah.
battle royale. Or
How popular is Battle Roy? I've been meaning to ask you.
Battle Roy.
battle
pretty
royale.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be some dumb indie game coming out called like Battle Roy's Al or something?
I think it's on Brazzers.
Battle Weird Al.
Battle Weird Al.
That should be what
Battle
it's
Weird Al.
100 Weird Owls in a arena.
You get like the fat
I think they
Weird
would
Al.
add up to one talented musician. Hey, up top.
Oh, Tim Curry right now is like waking up with a start.
Boba Fett.
How do they?
He
Gotta
just,
go
he
smash
just
the
woke
star.
up.
Yep.
Okay, we got to unwind a little bit. We're
No,
a little
but
pent up.
seriously, that's
Oh,
not really
you-
a battle royale.
Well, that's why they call it a brutal royale.
All right.
But does it feel like they're like trying to capture that market with this? Like they're clearly going for that?
It's difficult to say. I think they just realized that brutal and battle kind of sound the same.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
I don't
And Dying Light 2.
yeah, I got a kind of a similar demo to what they showed at E3, but then they also had a little video presentation at the beginning from Chris Adelon talking more about how the choices you make will affect the world. So they had some more examples, and it's pretty interesting stuff.
Do you guys ever think it's funny that like video games have been around since, gosh, I don't know, 70s? And like the entire concept is choice, but still in like the year 2018, like a big marketing bullet can be choice in our game. You won't believe the choices. It's just kind of silly. It was like, I don't know if 40 years into filmmaking, if people were like, you watch this movie.
Hey, you know what?
This one
We got
goes
cuts.
chronologically in order.
Yeah.
Look
But
at all
again,
these
don't you
images.
think the special effects is ultimately what that is? Like, you're not going to believe what you see this
Yeah,
time.
you're absolutely right.
Thank
I
you.
take it
Shut
all
up.
back. I'm excited for Dying Light 2. I feel like it's under the radar. I think it could be really great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as well.
Cool. You know what else I'm looking forward to?
What?
Metro Exodus.
Cork, take it away.
that-
I didn't see this
I-
one, but I've got it.
You saw this thing, Serial?
Yeah, so they showed off a new area. This was sort of more, obviously, like the theme is outdoorsy, but this is sort of like a different, sort of quieter environment. the emphasis was a little bit more on stealth, or at least that's the way I played it. Part of it was they showed off a new enemy faction called the Children of the Forest, which they were very like. I had to confirm that with the PR guy because I think that's also a thing in Game of Thrones or something. Some.
Oh, is that what the weirdo Northern Elf people are called? Okay.
That part that's very boring. It just seemed to go on forever.
Look at my tree.
Some fantasy faction is also called Children of the Forest. So, but that's the name of them here. So the idea is that you get captured and let go by this faction, and they're sort of like scampering away because they're attacked by a bear, and so you're kind of left alone to your own devices. And so the idea is you're sort of tackling these Far Cry-esque encampments where it's you sort of have one specific angle of approach, but you can sort of go around the back or whatever and sort of use your ammo and stuff. A couple of things they showed off was which is very limited. So you're kind of making choices about like, okay, how do I want to approach this?
Yeah.
The other thing they showed off is partway through the demo, sort of you encounter these packs of wolves and deer that are sort of like basically, they're stampeding across sort of the territory. You're sort of trying to duck them a little bit, and so
there's ducks.
All sorts of
these jokes are bad. You guys, this whole segment's jokes are bad.
There's
Wait,
more.
what
of
do you
them.
want?
So that's better.
I guess so.
So you get to one encampment basically where you have multiple ways you can approach it. You can approach it from like trying to get over the fence. You can like go around and there's sort of like a moat or something.
It's like Sandlot.
Yeah. So
What were you saying about those jokes?
Hang on, no guys, I don't know if you heard it. I said it's like Sandlot.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Sorry. Okay. Metro X, I'm excited for it. What was the biggest takeaway? Did this leave you more excited? Give me some zoom out a little bit is what I'm asking here, Surreal.
I like that they're sort of changing up the environments, but that's something that they've shown off before, where it's not just like indoors and sort of like this was sort of my first look at like, okay, this is what kind of encounters the more expansive areas allow.
Yeah, and I think that environment is the coolest looking that I've seen so far, and that's technically, it's what they debuted the game with in 2017 at E3 with the demo at Microsoft's press conference, where it's kind of in the fall, and these Children of the Forest are kind of culty and weird. And so that's technically the basically third area in the game. Because it starts out, you're in Moscow. Then it's like, hey, you're in a boat and it's icy and snowy and you're fighting people who hate tech. Then the summertime is like basically Mad Max, where you're in the desert and there's like huge boats and like just dried up ocean territory. So they're all abandoned on the sand and stuff. And they haven't really shown that yet, which is very exciting to dive into more. And there's like vehicles in there as well. And then this is the third autumn area, where it's all kind of fall, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that this game was already taxing the hardware they were running it on. So it's definitely going to be one of those benchmark games that are that people are going to run whenever they get a new graphics card. So
yeah, for sure.
Did those other demo stations ever fill up, Serial?
No, but they wouldn't let you play on them when you arrived at our
I was like had a
appointment.
free hour, so I was like, I'm going to sneak in with Serial and play this game. And they had like 5 empty stations. They're like, look, you can't play those, because you're not signed up to like for this demo.
Oh,
Like,
I think there was maybe like one more. Of
but
them.
they were like, you can sit there if you want. But so I could sit in front of the screen next
And
to
watch
Serial,
me
watch and
play.
play, but I couldn't play on the TV in front of me. So it was very weird.
Games are dumb, you guys. Or the game industry is dumb, I guess I should put it. Meanwhile, I was just at the GameStop Expo in Indianapolis. Thank you to everybody that came by and said hi and stuff. And it was crazy because they had like a show floor there. And I walked in there because Game Informer had a booth. And it was like hours before it opened. And it was just like all the stations were completely empty. It's like, oh, here's the Devil May Cry 5 demo or like Resident Evil 2 demo. Or they had Metro Exodus there, but I didn't play that one because I went for Forza Horizon 4 instead. But it was just crazy to be like, here's all these unreleased games and no one's at these booths. And just get to dive in and sample all this different stuff. It was super fun.
Was the Forza Horizon one the one where it just kind of blasts you through the different seasons?
Yes.
That's an awesome demo, isn't
It is super fun. And the best thing is they had it set up with like huge Thrustmaster racing wheels. And so like you're sitting on the ground with the best possible racing wheel. It was a real hoot. I was looking around trying to explain to nobody else in that conference hall how much fun I was having. It was just empty. So
You're like, hey, can you guys load up Euro Truck Simulator for me?
get a good game on here,
come
buddy.
on, boo.
Toot toot. Speaking of good games, I don't even know if they are good games, but I want to know what's going on with them. Amazon's making games.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
You mentioned Moscow, and I just wanted to say real quick. I also got a demo. I completely forgot about this. I don't know why. World War Z.
Oh, yeah.
Saber Interactive's got this World War Z game, and I played it, and there was a level that takes place in Moscow, this one. It's a cool game.
Yeah, really?
It's
I heard the
super
zombie
fun.
tech is really
The
cool.
zombie
like-
tech is
yeah,
really neat.
Like
They-
surprising.
Well, which is crazy because I saw they posted on PlayStation's YouTube channel like a new trailer, and it's like, "Hey, World War Z, fight the Horde." It's like, boy, that's like all the marketing of Days Gone is really pushing at this
Do
point.
the
still.
gun. It just seems like, yeah.
How
they
does
were
it
talking
compare?
about like, oh, we could have 500 zombies on the screen at the same time. It's like, oh, all right, well, Dead Rising did substantially more than that. But but what they're doing with it is interesting in that they do move in that weird like herd cluster that they
Yeah.
did in the movie. So like they will climb up and pile over each other, and you've got to
Yeah.
like shoot at the pile, and it gets super overwhelming.
Right.
Like the level was inside of a museum, and it's really neat.
That sounds like your honeymoon, Reeves.
That's right.
Really? Do you know when it's coming out?
Of course not. Why would I know that? I just want to talk about the big pile of zombies.
That sounds fun. So it's interesting. You're not sick of piles of zombies. I feel like a lot of people.
It's different than what you've seen. It's not like
It's the fact that they're in piles that's new. Like that's
Right.
cool.
Okay, love it.
Do they turn into like a giant hand and try to crush somebody?
oh, it's an exclamation point because they know where you are.
Amazon Game Studios.
Yes.
That is a saga that hasn't really been fully explored in the game industry. Is like, what's going on there? They purchased several studios. Nothing has really come out at this point. They developed their own engine.
Yeah.
Nothing's really come out at this point. But what did you learn about it from visiting with
Well, I
them?
played a couple of the games. I think the most interesting one was it's a weird, interesting deal. I don't know how it's basically the Grand Tour, that show from the guy Jeremy Clarkson and those
Yeah.
guys that
Oh,
did
yeah.
Top Gear.
Yeah.
And it's basically a Grand Tour video game that there will be released episodes will be released day and date with new episodes is the plan. And it will let you could either stream the entire episode as normal, or you can download this thing that will have the episode that segues into gameplay. So it'll be like the setup of like Jeremy Clarkson and those other two guys
Joking.
talking and just yucking it up.
Punching producers.
And, yeah, exactly. The sandwich sucks. Now you suck. Now I'm fired. But it, like the demo thing we played was like the first one. Jeremy, they're like the three of them are racing across the salt flats or racing across like a winding road, and then it just like switches, and then it's like, oh, now I'm playing it. It looks pretty good.
And they're still yucking it up like over the gameplay.
The dialogue was a little rough because it was kind of like the samples from the episode played in there.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Oh, this car handles well.
It's just like the Lego games
the
where they
turns.
rip the voice. type of
Kind of
thing?
like that, yeah.
Okay.
But visually, it's a nice looking game. And then like they try to incorporate like one of the levels, you're doing all these crazy turns, and at one point the guy who's not Jeremy Clarkson, but he's the short one. He says
Yeah,
something
he's known
about
as
like
not Jeremy Clarkson.
the poo's coming out because he's taking a turn, and he's a lot of G forces, So then they make a game of it. Like every time you go off the road a little bit, like it increases your poo meter, and you want to keep it low.
Are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
And
We're talking
poo means
about
the same
poop.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an engine
We're talking about
term.
poo.
Poo.
Well, that sounds interesting.
And they're split screen too, so you can play like up to four people.
Cork, I will play this game.
Yeah.
I will play this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're not like the entire episodes. They're not going to be, but it's like the stuff that's tailored for gameplay. But they're saying they're looking to keep it in about an hour for each one, so approximately the same running time because Craig Sullivan from Ghost Games, so
Which-
like Need for Speed.
Yeah.
and he's worked on like a bunch of like some Criterion stuff too, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. Anyway, he is kind of heading up that studio, so there's like these little like vignettes almost
I
for
like-
these weird
I
situations.
feel like a
Cool.
racing genre is one where you can really get away with that, where I think we all appreciate but secretly mock in private amongst loved ones Square's The Quiet Man, right? For having that dumb fusion of live action and gameplay. But
Yeah.
racing games, I don't know, it feels less insulting to me.
Yeah.
Well,
I
because a
guess.
lot of racing games already look realistic. Like a car in
Maybe.
a game kind of looks like a real car.
Yeah. I like this approach. Like, what other Amazon-specific TV shows could they incorporate little gameplay for?
Oh boy.
Man in the High Castle.
Oh, yeah.
Castle.
Finally, we can play as the man trying to escape the high castle.
I want to
Yeah.
play as a castle.
Yeah, you can maybe play as the castle. And the
It's
man's
too high,
coming out of you
Reeves.
like poo.
Do they do Bosch? I don't know.
What's that?
Some dad show.
Some show my dad's really into.
Yeah, so you can play those hot Bosch sequences.
Oh my gosh! I
absolutely.
think he's a cop. yeah.
Bosch 2.0, the
He
sequel.
seems like a cop.
The world's full of potential for Amazon Game Studios.
Sky's the limit.
Real quick,
Yes.
Leo, do you want to regale us with what you learned about Hitman 2 based on the new gameplay today that you recorded?
Yeah, well, Cork played it.
I know, but I'd rather hear from you, honestly. I've had enough of this game.
It's a bit much.
What stood out as like, oh,
There's lots of new style changes. There's like a picture-in-picture window that pops up when like a body is found or when Diana is talking about a specific thing. It'll give you like a little picture of where it is.
baby
In
mode.
the upper left. Yeah, baby mode.
Okay.
That's right.
47 does look like a baby. If you think about
There's
it.
no proof he's not a big baby. That seems interesting. It doesn't seem like it's going to give away the fun of telling you exactly where this thing is.
No, I don't think so. It'll just be helpful because when a body gets found, you normally just have no idea which one it was.
Interesting. Okay.
But
yeah.
now you'll see it. And there's tons of quality of life stuff like that. There's no illusions that it's anything but a new season of what the last Hitman was.
To the point that they're including season 1 in this thing, which is super cool.
Well, only if you already own season 1.
oh,
Then it carries over.
okay. Still okay.
Yeah, I'm super happy about that. I definitely want it all in one package.
But are you going to realistically go back and play those levels?
Yeah, for sure. Especially if
all
they
right.
continue supporting them with like elusive targets and they always go back to old levels and add new challenge packs. They've been
Yeah.
good about keeping those old levels alive. So I hope they keep doing that with Hitman 1.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see.
Cool. Thank you for your report, Leo.
Thank you.
I'd give it a B plus personally. Your report, that is. Hey, if you play too much Hitman 2, you might send people to a 2-point hospital. Ben Reeves, this is not Gamescom,
No,
but
it's
this
not.
is a game that's out now from the creators of.
Theme Hospital.
Thank you. And what is
right.
2-point hospital all about?
2-Point Hospital is from the creators of Theme Hospital.
Yeah, and it's Theme Hospital.
It's basically Theme Hospital.
Sounds great.
From what I understand, yeah.
Hospital Sim.
It's basically a hospital sim, but it's way goofier because, like, who realistically wants to manage a hospital? Like, that sounds
It's a lot of
boring.
crying. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff Cork.
Oh, Jeff? Yeah, so you're running a hospital, but, like, all the diseases are kind of silly. Like, lightheadedness is something that, like, people will come into your hospital and they have light bulbs for a head.
Right.
They have lightheadedness. So it's stuff like that, like, it's absurd. And so you have to, like, create a specialty room to cure them, and you create, like, GP rooms to, like, diagnose them, and pharmacies and all that. So it's a lot of, like, managing. And you can build a training center to train your staff and
Okay.
to, like, discover new diseases and cure new diseases.
Oh, do hospitals do that?
I don't
Discover
know.
new diseases?
Yes.
They do it on the side. It's
Yeah.
it's not their main business.
I unlocked a marketing department because I guess my hospital needs to, like, market itself better. So
That's kind of fun.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Wait, was there at any point where you wanted to have a marketing department but couldn't because of some obscure requirement
Oh,
of like, we would
desperately.
love to have a marketing requirement, but first you got to cure all these guys.
Oh, well, there are missions. So yeah, you'll do a series of missions like cure this many people of this disease, and then like you can get like 3 stars in each hospital. And so as you star up in each hospital, you unlock new hospitals to go into, and each one has their own set of challenges like that. So it's kind of a series of progressions. It's cool in that sense. The one thing is, the more I play it, the more of a grind it feels like, because each hospital you're starting over from scratch.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, well, got to build a pharmacy again. Got to build my, got to like staff up some janitors in this place.
It's a little Jurassic World evolution. There's a new
Yeah.
island. Here we go. Let's do it
Exactly.
again.
But there's even more hospitals than there were in Jurassic Park. So
Okay.
it's it definitely feels like a lot of a grind.
Okay. Are you enjoying it overall, or?
It's cool. I think people who like Theme Hospital a lot will probably dig this,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's going to have a wide-reaching reach,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Well, I understood what you're going for because you said it twice.
No, it's
got
a
it.
wide reach. is what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Got it. Making a lot of sense.
So yeah, I don't know who. I haven't totally settled on a score yet, but
Yeah.
it's decent.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Does-
It's fun. I like how lighthearted it is.
How's the
but I feel
playability?
like the sim aspect is not like deep enough. It's
Okay. Gotcha.
not wide-reaching enough.
I got it.
To answer your question.
That's a lot of fun. Anything else from Gamescom you want to tell the story of?
I played this game called Blacksad that I liked.
Blacksad?
Yeah, it's based
God.
on a Spanish comic book called Blacksad. It's a 1950s style noir comic, but all the people are animals.
Okay.
So Blacksad is the main character. He's a cat. And the game basically plays. You're laughing at me like it's
I don't know.
sounds stupid.
No, it sounds fun.
but- no. Actually, honestly, the
Go on,
comic
Ben.
is really cool. Like
Oh, it
it's
is? Okay.
really awesome art, and I think it's got the classic noir detective storytelling, which is actually kind of fun.
Just Bizarre Detective.
It's basically
Pain.
just Bizarre Detective, the comic.
Okay.
Which let me know if you're interested, guys.
He does own the IP.
That's right, and I am interested.
Do you think Game Informer technically owns the Bizarre Detective IP?
I don't know. I'm curious.
I bet you're very curious.
I
Have
should
you
talk to
registered
Andy.
as a trademark yet?
That's right. I have. Ben Reeves Inc. Spits and Birds Inc. Yeah. So, but the game itself, Blacksad, basically plays like a Telltale game, like to a T.
But you're animals. That's fun.
But you're animal. You are this cat animal who's a detective.
So it's like the Wolf Among Us.
Exactly. Yeah, they just ripped off the Wolf Among Us. But no, I thought it was cool, like because the 1950s kind of detective stylings.
Yeah.
And you, since you're a cat, you have like superhuman senses. So like during a conversation with somebody, you can like pause the game and use your senses. That's right, PAWS.
We got it.
And I'm a writer. And like scan the environment with like your super hearing or like super smell and be like, oh, this guy has the certain perfume, and like that'll affect the dialogue choices you have.
Yeah. Right.
Are you
on.
a cat or like a night in the woods cat?
More of a night in the woods cat.
So you walk on your
yeah, you're
legs?
wearing a trench coat.
That's a very cool creative decision.
That's right. They're
For a
Spanish.
Detective.
Hey, you know what?
Look,
Honestly,
if Pikachu can be a detective, it's game on for the
Yeah.
world of detectives.
come on.
It's
And this
visual
guy-
shorthand for all right. Let's crack this dumb case.
Hey, you know what? The Blacksad comics have been around for a long time.
Yes.
And they're fairly popular, I think, in Europe. They haven't like cracked the case here, but they are very cool. I've actually read a couple of them and I liked them. And so like people
relax,
should, if you like Telltale, you should pay attention to this.
Reeves, are you feline fine?
All right.
All
There
right,
you go.
and that is the show.
You guys have been wonderful. I feel like we learned a lot about all these games. For now, we're gonna just flush you guys out of our system. Hopefully, once and for all, and get a just rock solid, joke-free crew in here for emails. So stay tuned for emails, everybody. Sorry. And welcome back to the Game Informer Show. We have some great emails that people wrote into podcast@GameInformer.com, and we've assembled the dream team, the smartest crew in the video game industry. We have Kyle Hilliard back.
Hello.
Adjusting his glasses. Brian Shea.
Yeah.
Somehow got more handsome in that brief window where he wasn't on the podcast. And Kimberly Wallace.
I smart.
She seems smart. So if you have thoughts or questions or feedback or dares or little games for us to play, trivia.
Questionable
anything-
links.
Yep. Anything that makes the show better. Podcast@GameInformer.com. Leo, there's one audio one I forgot to give you a heads up on. It's the last one that I sent you over there just for a quick heads up. Podcast@GameInformer.com.
So Leo, be prepared for something.
Yeah, it might come up later on, and I hope we can play it. Okay. First off, I wanted to get people's reactions because for so long on this podcast, we've been trying to explain what the Cyberpunk 2077 demo looks like. And I wanted to get people's reaction once they finally saw it. You know, it's like we've been describing something that's been someone's Christmas present for months and months now. And now it's like, oh, now we get to open the Christmas present. And that's what it is. So reactions here because CD Projekt Red finally posted that in full. And according to my assessment, has now silenced every YouTube comment about Cyberpunk because everyone's just like, just show us the demo already. Stop talking about it. Okay, Dave writes in. He says, hey, the Cyberpunk demo was amazing. I think it's the first time I've checked out a 48-minute gameplay demo for a game ever, from beginning to end. It taught me three main things. Number one, the Deus Ex vibes were real with this one. It's Deus Ex on steroids. Very true. Maybe we didn't hit
Been
that
hearing
hard
that a
enough
lot,
in our
yeah.
descriptions. Yeah. I would love to see the same mission played in a few different ways, to see all the different missions and outcomes. It's amazing. I better start saving up my money for my PlayStation 5 because there's no way this will run like this on current gen. Absolutely correct. The detail amount of NPCs was astonishing. Man, what a pretty game. Not just technical, but graphical style as well. I hope you like Red. Number 3, he says, I am a skeptic and I will stay a skeptic. Will they be able to deliver a 40-hour game with this quality throughout? I'm begging on my knees that they will not downgrade anything in terms of graphics, gameplay, choices, missions, or whatever.
It's CD Projekt Red. They won't.
They won't. There definitely was that crowd that's like Witcher 3 has been downgraded from the early demos upon release. And that's why I think they were hesitant about getting this demo for Cyberpunk out there. And like they have been messaging it clearly in that video and everywhere. They're like, this is just a sample of gameplay. I think they're pushing hard for expect some changes.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
real gameplay too. It's not like
That's true.
Like
but
they-
it's a vertical
But
slice.
that's
It is.
why they're afraid to show stuff, because every time they show something, if something doesn't end up in the game or if it's not perfect, like people freak out. They dissect this stuff way too much. It's work in progress.
Very work in progress. But
Very early, because I talked to them at E3 actually for interviews, and they seem to have not had much of that game. Like, I don't know how much there is, but like I was asking all like questions, and they're like, well, we're still in the process. We're still deciding things, or we're not even sure how big the world's going to be at this point. Like, they don't know.
And like the tense that they use and stuff in interviews is always confusing. Like, I forget which outlet did it, but somebody was asking about like, is it just going to be the city? Is there anything outside? And they're like, oh, there's a wall around the city. And it's like, is it possible to get around that wall? And they're like, yeah. And like, what's going to be out there? And it's like, oh, we're planning on having stuff out there. Like, in some ways, the way they phrase it, it's like, oh yeah, that's not built anywhere near close to being done yet.
I thought did I make this up? I thought they said that it was like an alpha at this point where you can play beginning to
They
end.
did say that. There was some interview where they said technically playable. So maybe everything's just kind of gray boxed
maybe
in
the
certain
main
areas.
story is like lined up, and I mean, knowing those guys, they have so much side content.
Yeah, I
to
think
add.
they're just deciding on some stuff for
That's interesting.
adding stuff.
Yeah.
And if you notice, rewatching this demo, because I saw it behind closed doors at E3, rewatching this, I caught that they're not going to have any loading times, or that's what they're shooting for, which is kind of crazy. Like, no loading once you're moving
Well,
through
then
the
this
city.
is not coming to PS4 or Xbox
A
One.
version
There
will.
Or ever.
I mean, oof.
They say they're targeting it.
It's currently listed
Yeah.
for those.
I mean, I asked them. They said they're targeting it.
What's Witcher loading like outside of fast traveling? You can go from one end of the map to the other without loading, right?
Probably.
Is that what they mean by no loading?
Maybe. I don't
There's
know.
some loading in Witcher,
Yeah?
though. Yeah, I
Okay.
remember there's some.
Are you guys ever still amazed in any game ever where you can just walk inside a building and there's no loading? I still have that
Yeah.
reflex every once in a while of like, oh, please no loading. Oh, thank God.
Like Assassin's Creed, what was it? Like, Unity was the first one where you could just go inside of a building without it like being a whole loading screen.
Right, then the building would disappear and you'd fall through the earth.
Yeah,
But outside of
exactly.
that-
something I thought about a lot.
Modern day conveniences.
I thought about that a lot with Breath of the Wild too. Actually, is like you just open a door and go in, crawl on the
That's
walls.
why it was really hard for me with Dragon Quest, because every time I'd fast travel, there'd be this long load screen in between.
Right.
I was like, it just is hard to get used to.
Yeah, for
After
sure.
I'm like, oh gosh, I too many modern
Yeah.
conveniences.
You know what's nice about Dragon Quest? I love when you load back into a game and they give you a recap of the story up to that point, like the last thing you're doing. It's so nice.
Well, The Witcher does that too. Witcher 3.
Yeah, but I want to talk about Dragon Quest on this episode.
Sure.
Natalie Murphy
Same
from
game.
Buchanan, Michigan says, hey, I remember thinking initially that it didn't quite hit me that it might need to be on next gen. This is Cyberpunk. Until the world opened up and the array of options to explore began to show up in that demo. It looks stellar. My only concern is that the early gunplay looks a little floaty to me. I know a lot of this is still work in progress, but I've gotten used to gunplay in games like Doom or COD that feel a bit more physical. Well, those are like the two best examples. That's a high bar.
Yeah.
They say, I don't know if I'm explaining myself that well. Anyway, I hope this helps. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm sure they'll tighten it up in some ways. It's such an ambiguous thing just to say it's floaty-ish.
I think
Yeah.
this is the biggest like question mark. Like CD Projekt Red hasn't done a shooter, you know, and so how good is the gunplay actually going to be?
Yeah.
They claim they hired all these people, but from different studios to help with that. It's definitely not like a strong point, but they're trying something different, which I respect. But yeah, it's really up in the air how it's going to turn out.
Do we
so.
think it'll be on par with Fallout 4 or better?
It has to be better.
I think better.
it
like,
has to be better?
Okay.
Fallout shooting is not good.
Right.
I mean,
but
so-
Bethesda had that
But
same
that's
bullet
what-
point
but
of
I
like, we
mean, that's
hired
what-
people.
yeah.
We hired people from
exactly.
Destiny, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of the
We
reason.
hired Destiny to make this.
The reason I confidently am like, yeah, it'll be better than Fallout 4 is because it's kind of a low bar. Like,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
So.
Seaman Souza from Brazil, thank you. Sorry for butchering your name. Says, hello, GI crew. Yesterday, right after I watched the gameplay for Cyberpunk, I came back to the E3 podcast about it and had to come here to bring some quick thoughts. I couldn't agree more about the commentary that the game is more punk than the expected. The world looked imposing and made me feel kind of uncomfortable during the entire trailer. Yeah, it's weird and dark. Being in first-person perspective definitely works, and it really helped me with the immersion into the world. I'm glad of this perspective choice by the team. About the technical side, the scenario destruction is absurd, and it's impressive that it wasn't discussed at all. I'm really curious to see gameplay with everything running at best configurations. On the other side, I really think they could have shown the other opportunities in the quest. They did more about it in the Gamescom demo, and they could have done more here. In the end, as an orphan of good Mass Effect games, I'm really excited with what this world can deliver. I doubt it'll be the second coming of Ocarina of Time, but it looks legit. That is true. Zaid Hassan from Arabia writes in, let's see, negatives. They say,
Some negatives finally.
let's see.
No Geralt.
They say it looks like a polished build of Deus Ex.
That's a negative.
I'm slightly disappointed with the AI as well. Expect the enemy AI to react similarly to the one found in id Software's Rage. Interesting. I also found the hit numbers when you shoot at the enemy annoying. I bet you'll be able to turn those off. The positives, though, from Saeed says, even though the build is far from the final one, Night City feels so alive. The crowded city was the highlight for me. The UI is pretty nice as well, especially on the car's windshield. Seeing that you can store your weapons in the home base and they had a slot for katanas was a sight of joy. I'm pretty happy after watching this very beefy look at the game.
Notice how everyone has mentioned the world.
Yeah, it looks amazing. The character customization also looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing like how much you can push that system.
Choosing your backstory.
The classes and everything, the seamlessness.
Yeah.
And total RPG of like outfits, like
that's
giving you
the
different
thing
attributes.
because I feel like Witcher 3 in terms of like their upgrade system, and because I love building my characters and it kind of wasn't that great in Witcher 3. Like it was too simplified for me. I'm hoping this goes into, it looks like it'll be more depth, and I really want it to stick in that RPG vein.
Yeah, for sure. There we go. Chris from Phoenix, good old Phoenix, Arizona, represented on the board. Oh yeah, whoever wins question of the week, we didn't mention, we'll put the place that they're from, that they're writing in from, up on our board.
What if another person from Phoenix, Arizona
It's
wins?
possible.
There's a couple duplicates up there already. Some are like triple stacked in there. It's doing all right. But
We're
Chris
gonna play
writes
the game
in,
whose state is better.
yeah, and this is definitive as well, saying, "Hello, GI crew. I've been playing through the Super Nintendo classic
Kirby Superstar.
Super Metroid.
Closer, Kim.
Super Nintendo.
Classic. Chrono Trigger. Final Fantasy IV.
Earthbound.
Earthbound.
No, incorrect. Keep going.
ActRaiser.
Super Mario.
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
No,
No, Super Mario RPG.
no,
Super Mario World.
no.
Secret of Mana.
Close.
Secret of Evermore.
Yeah,
We got
I was not going to guess that
Oh
one
my
off the
God.
top.
I've been
of my
playing
head.
through
We did it.
the
Kim. You got me.
SNES classic Secret of Evermore
F-Zero.
recently.
Oh, wait, how many did it take us to get to
Yeah.
this?
Oh, wait, no, Brian Shea's right. It's F-Zero. I misspoke. Playing through Secret of Evermore recently, and I can't believe it isn't a bigger hit than it is. Sure, Secret of Mana did a lot of the same things first, but Evermore just seems to have improved on a lot of what people loved with Secret of Mana. Are there other games you think of that improved a lot on parts of another game but don't get nearly as much recognition as that game that did it first?
Oh God, not a game that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I feel like Persona 3 gets really kind of overlooked by 4 because 3 is actually the one that introduced the social links and completely changed up the series to the formula that the last few entries have been on. And I feel like people kind of forget about 3 because 4 was just like more recent, and 4 had the Vita version, which was really good.
Yeah.
Everybody like will go to 4, but 3 is really where they made the biggest change and leap. And personally, I like 3 better than 4. I like the cast, and I feel like it's darker, and I kind of like that.
I think that's kind of the flip, but I hear you. The at the GameStop Expo, I played a game that I've never really focused on at all, and it's one of those things of like, wait, should I be paying attention to this? Like the dancing all night stuff. I played the Persona 5
I'm so excited
game.
for that.
That seems like it can be very fun. Just like it feels like the thrill I got out of Theater Rhythm.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy 3DS game was like just a good chance to
Well,
listen
and
to that
Persona
soundtrack
has
again.
great music.
Yeah.
so
Of course, yeah. It's
you
one of my
can't go
favorite
wrong.
soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're doing a 3.
Yeah, that's cool.
And 5, yeah.
Now we can just get 3 and 4 on like a PS4 or Switch. We're set.
Bazinga. Okay, other games where they're improved upon everything and they didn't get enough recognition because the base game was so heralded.
I don't know if I'm thinking of Arkham Knight. I feel like
Great
is
choice.
way is I think
Yeah,
it's
that's a very good
is like
choice.
probably the best of the trilogy, maybe.
Really?
And
I think so.
But people,
What?
I'm also one of those weirdos that likes the Batmobile. Like I actively think that is a positive. Like where a lot
I
of
am
people
too.
don't like the Batmobile, so they kind of that brings down the rest of the game. But like every other mechanic is improved over City.
The tank, there's a little bit too much tanking around in that game, but you forget how cool it is, like going full speed in the Batmobile and launching yourself out of the
yeah,
top.
it's great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Even
So
though
that's
it basically
my
broke
example.
my PC every time I did that because I was trying to play that game at launch and it wasn't a great time.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you,
You should
Kyle.
play it on a console,
No.
like a child.
Yuck. Joseph from Portland, Oregon says, GI Crew,
That's us.
wanted to hear your opinion on what has done more to further gaming as an industry, both in quality or reach. Interesting debate here. YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube.
Oh. For gaming?
Now, are you saying that because you like YouTube and use
I'm
YouTube
going to
more?
say Twitch.
No, I don't think Twitch would exist without YouTube setting the stage. I think like the idea of watching people play video games started on YouTube.
So this is the
yeah,
argument that
but
Super Mario Brothers is better than Super Mario World, right?
I guess. Yeah. Well, it was reach, right? What's more important? What had more reach?
Okay, yeah.
What
Either
was-
Twitch
quality
has
or
more
reach.
reach, though.
currently,
Yeah.
yes, but it wouldn't.
I
it wouldn't
don't
have
know
its,
about that. If
I
you
think-
count all the people watching gaming videos on YouTube right now versus everybody watching a live stream on Twitch,
I think
YouTube has to crush
the
it.
core idea of watching somebody else play a video game and talk about it was started with YouTube.
I think it was Replay in 2009, but I understand
That's
your
right,
point.
yes.
Yeah, in Bright Cove.
Wait, they didn't even mention Brightco.
That's a video player. Yeah,
Man, that's
you're
a tough
right,
one.
Kyle.
I did it.
I think Twitch is much more important in the modern landscape, but like overall, I'd have to go with YouTube.
And even like live streaming on YouTube, I prefer that interface. I think I'm just so used to it. But like just anecdotally from Game Informer streams, the YouTube numbers have just been growing and growing and growing. Now we're like, if we're not promoted on Twitch, YouTube will have more viewers overall.
Yeah.
But I understand that's a
Both
weird
extremely
specific
important.
case.
Yeah.
Brian Shea's
I
right.
just realized I answered the previous question backwards.
did. That's
so
all right.
I just want to acknowledge that I am aware of that
Uh-huh.
and apologize because now I'm just going to be really embarrassed when someone brings it up in the
that's fine.
comments.
Speaking of that last question, what about Fallout 4?
What about it?
Fallout 3 did
Oh.
a lot of stuff, but it refined a lot of stuff from Fallout 3.
Oh, that's a good one.
I see what
Okay.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like we're missing some big one
Far
there.
Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also-
Yeah, let's keep rolling.
Yeah. Also, I want to talk about that cat in that Cyberpunk demo. Let's just keep rolling back in time
Every
here.
game with cats.
The Messenger.
The other thing I have to say about Dragon Quest XI is, okay, Henry from Charlotte, North Carolina says, "Hey, Game Informer show, hello.
Hey.
Can you hear us? Hello, are we
Hi.
coming through?
Yes. Just ask the question.
Say my
We can
question.
hear you.
My question is that. Oh, my question is that.
Hurry up, Kyle's got to get to his daughter's
Nah, we're
thing.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah, he needs to
Take your
bust
time.
into her recital like the end of a movie.
It's like you don't even listen to me when I tell you things. I'm not going to a
you
recital.
mentioned your daughter. And I just cranked up
tuned
some
out.
punk
Do you
rock in my head.
Kyle's wife is about to give birth.
Yeah.
What? Again?
I didn't even know that.
Can
This
I
is
read
amazing.
Henry's question? Please. Silence. The question is very clear. My question is that when the heck is the next game club? It's September 13th. We already talked about it. Spider-Man. Be there or be Times Square.
No.
That was good. I'll give you that one. Oh.
Did you mention the things that we can mention about Spider-Man so far? We have it,
Yeah.
and the review goes up on Tuesday.
Why are you so... Like I posted in
very
Slack like
serious
this
there
thing
for a
of like,
second.
hey, what can we talk about this week's podcast? And you threw in there like a very Reiner-esque update of like, you should mention that we're going to talk about Spider-Man
Well,
in the
because
future.
it was like a weird thing on their embargo where they're like, on this time you can say that you have it, and you can say when the review is going to go live. And I think people want to know about that
We
stuff
did.
because it's one of the most highly anticipated
And
games
that's
of
why we talked
2018.
about it for like 5 minutes
They
at the
do,
start of the
but
episode.
it's like it's not like there's a chance we weren't going to talk about it.
No, but the fact that we're allowed to say we have it is something.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
weird.
All right.
Everybody's been posting.
Leave a
that they
comment and
have
let me
it,
know
I'm
if you
just
found
like,
that information
I'd
valuable.
rather just wait till I hear your.
I understand it's
opinions on it.
valuable to be like, hey, we're gonna gush about it on the next
Yeah.
episode or talk about it, whichever direction it may be.
Who knows?
Yeah, but at the same time, like just acknowledging that we have it. That seems like such a weird detail. Like I would hope so. If we're
And,
gonna
well,
talk
the
about
review
it.
embargo is the other thing I think people want to know.
Right.
Tuesday.
Sure.
Sorry to give you information.
Kyle, I just feel edgy with you sometimes. I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on with this today.
I know it's weird.
You okay?
No.
All right.
Hamza from Houston, Texas says, hello, Ben and crew. I'm a big fan of making of and behind the scenes videos, and this past week, Marty O'Donnell posted a video of the original recording session for the Mjolnir mix for Halo 2. It was awesome getting to see these super talented guys jam out and create the iconic music for one of my favorite series. Question for the crew. What is your favorite peek behind the curtain? Did it make you appreciate the product more or less?
Oh, God.
Special shout out to Suriel and Imran. Wow. All right.
Is this like gaming behind the scenes stuff or just any like
I think
behind the
anything.
scenes documentary
Yes.
style thing?
Bungie has always had really good like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Like Halo 2 came with like a collector's edition disc.
They have
tons
documented
of
that
great
well.
stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
The Foo Fighters put out a documentary for their album Wasting Light. The first half was like their like just kind of the history of the band, and then the second half was like them coming together in Dave Grohl's backyard to record this thing. And it made me appreciate that band and that album so much more.
Did you like their show where they went around, what was it on HBO, where they went around the country and they're like, let's write a song about Baton Rouge, Louisiana, real quick.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the documentary, though.
Okay, I can dig it. One I just watched with Ben Reeves the other day. We were traveling to a place that hopefully we'll talk about next episode. And we just got a good 6-pack and hung out in a hotel room, and then he mentioned at some point that he'd never seen the making of episode 1, which I think is probably the best making of documentary I've ever seen about a movie. Like, it is incredible. And I love that Star Wars officially uploaded the entire documentary to their YouTube channel as well. If you've never seen the making of episode 1.
I didn't know that was on there like in an official capacity.
It is incredible. It's the best case because it's filmed all in present tense, in documentary terms. There's no talking heads interviews of what it was like. It was just like what feels like raw footage of, here's them trying to cast Jake Lloyd. Here's what it looked like the first time George Lucas realized he made a mistake casting Jake Lloyd. And you can tell from the way that thing is edited that like the editors of the documentary realize what episode 1 is, aren't really fans, and it is just like a series of showing what went wrong with that movie officially released by Star Wars. It's incredible.
Did they do that for like episode 2 or 3?
They did a cheaper version of it where they kind of did chunks. So like episode 2, as I remember, because I was looking forward to it so much. And then it came out and it's like, here's a documentary which is solid, but it's like focused on different themes. It's not the full narrative of making the movie. So it's like creating the creatures of episode 2 and like the actors within episode 2, and that's less interesting, like making those discrete chunks.
I wonder if there's like footage out there of like similar to what there is for the episode 1 making of that they could retroactively do that, like piece that all together.
Maybe, yeah. Well, that's it.
But they would need those like retroactive talking heads.
Yeah, but episode 8, I think, is in a very similar style. I think it's inspired by episode 1's documentary, but yeah, if you've never seen the Director of the Jedi, it's
like it's on the
good.
Blu-ray. I think it's like an hour or something. It's really
a little
good.
over that, I think, but yeah.
This is a weird one. It's not. I don't know if it counts, but like director's commentary, I really love, which I feel like counts as like that behind the curtain kind of look. And one of my favorite director's commentaries is for Trey Parker and Matt Stone's first film, Cannibal the Musical.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it gives you like a rare insight into those two guys. Like they don't talk publicly very much about anything, but this is like early in their career when they were still trying to figure out, they were still working on like South Park, and to hear them go back and watch this like 90-minute student film they made and like get really drunk and talk about the whole process and how they're just starting to get famous because of South Park. It's awesome. I would go watch the commentary for Cannibal the Musical. It's really impressive.
Sweet. Love it. Also, Double Fine Adventure on YouTube.
Yes.
Anyways, this is the other John from Louisville, Kentucky, God's country, saying, hey, greetings, informers. Hello. A couple weeks ago, Reiner mentioned that Doom Eternal will not be including the snap map mode from the previous game, and it left me somewhat disappointed. I think that mode was highly underrated, as it was the most fun I have had designing levels of my own since the skate park creator in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Game changer.
There we go. I'm starting to feel like I'm a part of a very small minority of gamers that enjoy this type of mode, and it has me worried that developers won't bother to include it in their games because it wouldn't be worth the time and trouble. I've been wondering if the game Dreams will be my answer to all this. Yeah, probably. And I'm still waiting for Mario Maker on the Switch. Yep. I really wish more games would implement this feature, especially in level-based games. Do you guys enjoy types of level creator modes?
I adore them.
Oh, really?
I played Little Big Planet just for that.
Really? Wow.
And when I was a kid, I used to take construction paper at my grandparents' house and actually make like Mario levels on like their dining room table.
You
This
are
is
the
intense.
Yeah, the Mario Maker dream purchase there.
Yeah, I actually invented Mario Maker.
Oh my god.
I always appreciate that they're there, but the second I start digging into them, I always get sort of overwhelmed and frustrated. And so, I mean, it's a rare occasion that I get really into it. Like Little Big Planet, I got into it. Super Mario Maker, I got into it. But like, there was stuff like I really got into the first Trials on Xbox 360, and I was like, oh, there's a course creator. I can make the cool stuff that I like, and like I really fell off of it like immediately. I was like, oh, this
can be
this is
overwhelming
weird.
for sure, but like I think Mario Maker was the perfect like level of depth meets accessibility.
For sure.
The also in that Nindies Direct that we talked about earlier, a game we didn't mention is called Levelhead, and it feels very, very Mario Maker, but you can play co-op and like build stuff together. But it seemed pretty cool outside of the super obnoxious like announcer during that trailer, but everything else.
Trey Parker.
Yeah, he is just doing a crappy Trey Parker, but yeah, Levelhead. So keep your eye on that one if you're into that stuff. Also, at the GameStop Expo, I was talking to some fan coming through who was really excited about the Time Splitters potential of a remake, and they brought up the idea that I didn't even think about the idea of being able to upload the created levels from Time Splitters 1 through 3, like, and then being able to share that and stuff. If they implement that, which I think they would, that would be so much fun. Especially if they added new features to the like level creator and the Time Splitters, which are already great.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Mason Cowell from Chattanooga, Tennessee, woo, says, hey, Ben and Guest, if you could walk into the vault, the game vault that is, place your hand on a single game box and absorb every bit of lore, gameplay mechanics, and story moments, essentially making it like you poured hundreds of hours into this game, what game would you choose and why?
Oh, gosh.
But I mean,
So it's just anything in one box.
One box.
go up to like Counter
So it's
Strike.
got to be like a lore we don't know, because if we already know one, we don't need
That's
to.
a
absorb
waste
it.
of a touch, Kim.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
'cause,
it's
like-
got to be something I've always wanted to know every little bit
Well,
of.
Yeah.
Could I grab like Counter Strike and try to become like
Oh.
a pro Counter Strike player and make it a career path?
It'd be I mean, it'd be like as if you poured hundreds of hours into it, as Mason's
okay,
hypothetical.
so it's not necessarily
you're not a pro.
that. Yeah, all right.
You're
so
not
it's
becoming a god.
mostly like story kind of like
Maybe
right?
you'd know everything about the lore. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is tough because it's like if you touch like a Warhammer game, would you know everything about the wider universe? If I touch Star Wars Galaxies, would I know every Star Wars tidbit? I don't think so.
No.
Just everything
I don't-
touched on in
yeah.
that game.
I think it's just what's in the game.
That's tricky because
Yeah.
I would like to know like all the stories of like the Final Fantasy series like in depth, but
Uh-huh.
like you can't just touch all of them. That's not
Which
the
one do
game.
you wanna know about?
That's
We'll
not
tell
the
you.
game.
yeah,
Ask-
if you had to pick one,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll tell you.
Because I've played the ones that I want to know about.
Name
I guess.
one. Name one that you haven't
you didn't
played.
play
though.
6 though.
I haven't played 6. You're
So
right.
there you go. Do 6.
Sure.
6 is a story about a ragtag group going against a clown who kills an emperor and then blows up the world.
So I played 15, and that sounds just about right.
yeah.
Fewer clowns.
Yeah. Well, I'd argue with
Hey,
that.
prompto.
Anyways, you guys.
Maybe like
This
a
has really stumped
maybe
me.
like a Dark Souls or something, just because it's
Yeah,
so like
you're right.
What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, you kind of wrote an opinion piece about it recently, but just like how dense it is, like it goes out of its way to make it more difficult for you to learn what's going on in that game.
Yeah.
So to kind of bypass that and just like understand like what is so interesting about this world. Because I like Dark Souls, but not for the story. I just like the way the setting
Yeah.
and like the challenge, but like the story of that world, I have no.
That's
clue.
Speaking
usually
of that
a good
opinion
answer.
piece, Destiny, because they don't really give you a story, but there's a lot of lore there to learn.
Yeah, that'd
They
be
give
good.
you a story after the first
Oh,
one.
come
they-
on. The
they
first
give
one.
you
Well, that's what I'm talking
something.
about. I didn't say Destiny 2, did I, Ben Hansen?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
In your face.
I think there might be a box for this, and this might be a lame answer, but I would just love to have an archive in my mind of everything interesting that's ever happened in EVE Online.
Oh.
Okay.
I'd
That's
like
a
to
weird one.
download everything there, and so I can seem like a know-it-all.
Maybe like a late Pokemon game, so that way I can actually remember the names of all the Pokemon past
Very
Gen
good
2.
choice.
Oh yeah, because then you get
Yeah.
all the you get all 700 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever want to make flashcards for each other and try to learn every single one?
Oh,
Is
God.
it possible for
This
mortal
sounds-
men to
this
know
sounds
that?
like
I mean, I have
segment.
Pokemon cards.
I guess those are flashcards, aren't
Yeah.
they? Well, they
My
have
God.
flash
Hey,
on
what's
them.
this thing?
No, my 5-year-old
Oh.
nephew got like a watch phone.
What?
And he calls me every
Like
night.
this?
Yeah,
On
to
his
talk.
what?
Yeah, he calls me every night
You're talking
to
about an
talk.
Apple Watch?
Yeah, I don't know.
watch.
I don't know. It's not Apple. It's something. I don't know.
But
what
he
it
can make
is.
Samsung.
phone calls
Anyways,
on it.
he calls me every night to talk about Pokemon, and this is my life right now. All
You
the time.
aren't the biggest Pokemon fan either, from what I recall.
No.
Okay.
So
Do you want to review the next
I
one?
now know more than I like. I like it, but I don't like play.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fine. What have you
obsessively.
learned from this
Oh,
little
he's
chap?
telling me about the Pokemon station that they have in Japan. He says I should go to it.
Okay.
What about Bunnelby?
No, he hasn't talked about that.
Is that a wait? What are
He
you,
just- I-
what are
he
you
talks
talking
It's a
about-
Pokemon. It's a Gen 6
all right.
Pokemon.
He talks about all this stuff, and it's. I sit on the phone and I'm like, I am about to learn more about this series.
I
than
feel like
ever wanted
it's that
to.
episode of Seinfeld where the number used to be this kid's grandma, but the grandma died, but Elaine doesn't want to tell the kid. So she just pretends to be the
Oh,
grandma.
yeah,
and at a
yeah,
certain
yeah.
point, she just gets fed up and she's like, okay, yep, I'm your granny. I'm dying now. I'm dying now. Goodbye. Anyways.
So you can do that, Kim.
Yeah, you should just do that. Pretend to
Oh,
die. It'd be funny.
I don't want to start with it.
RJ from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, says, hey, Ben and crew, I need your help to determine who are the 4 most powerful characters in real life Smash Brothers.
4.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
just choose
Smash
one.
Brothers
Yeah,
you're
4
talking
is
about.
too much. But if you brought the Smash Brothers characters to real life, to the real world, who would actually be the most powerful, like in a Marvel kind of way, right? So he says, just looking at the list of 67 characters, Samus and Mega Man blast guns would kill all the animals with one shot, or kill all the people. Also, it seems that Bayonetta is powerful and has magic.
What about Kirby?
That's a great one. Okay, so what do you guys
Yeah.
think?
Kirby. It's
Kirby
totally
can
Kirby.
absorb anybody's powers.
But what would you do with that on planet Earth? Like absorb a blue whale's powers and then shoot?
I thought we were
crap
bringing
at
all of them to life, so Kirby could just absorb like.
But we're talking about
Oh.
like power levels, kind of,
Yeah.
right? Like in the same way that like
Ditto.
in the Marvel universe, like Doctor Strange is kind of like the most powerful sort of.
Don't bring it
right?
up on the podcast. A bunch of people will talk about how you're wrong. So I don't
That's
know.
fine. I don't really know, but I'm
It's
trying to
Scarlet
think
Witch or
because I'm
something.
thinking of like maybe like Ganondorf.
What can he do?
I mean, he's just really strong.
He's tall.
Like he can use magic and turn into like a crazy monster.
He has Majora's Wings.
I'm kind of pulling up the list here. He has Majora's Wings. That's really helpful. We
I think-
cannot discount Majora's
I think
Wings.
I have the answer.
I mean, but Link has killed Ganon every time.
But he has like special tools. Like he has
Ness.
to use. If it was like a fist fight between Link and Ganon, like actually Ness is
Okay,
not
so
bad.
Ness would go to
Ness
like
is
some
bad,
dry area
yeah.
of the earth and use PK fire and just
I mean,
ignite the world.
he has psychic abilities, which is a
That
big
and
deal.
he's got the bat.
Okay, more than Lucas? Is he stronger than Lucas in the real
I
world?
think he's stronger than Lucas.
Bayonetta has
more popular.
guns.
She can slow down time.
Bayonetta's good.
Bayonetta is a good choice.
There's one
actually.
character that's literally a god in Smash Brothers. That clearly,
Mario.
Oh, please.
Yeah, gaming god. Don't you forget it, listeners.
Isn't Bayonetta an angel? There's Kid Icarus. Is that what you're talking
She's
about?
a witch. No, Palutena.
Palutena?
Palutena is literally a goddess. I
Now,
think
wait,
she
do we-
has to be number
What about
one.
like assist trophies and Pokemon that like
No,
you can
we're-
throw to the? Because Yveltal, like if he dies, he takes the entire world with
But we're
him.
not. We're talking about fighters. We're not talking about assist
Yeah.
trophies.
Plus, there's that one Pokemon that is God that I forget the name of now, but that'd probably take it as well.
Ridley.
What does Ridley do? It
has
flies
a
around with
tail.
bony wings? Like, I would beat the crap out of Ridley in real life any day of the week.
Let's do it. Let's set
All
that
right,
up.
tough guy. All
Put
right,
your
tough
money
guy.
where your mouth is.
If any listener wants to write in with Ridley to podcast@GameInformer.com, I'll take him out.
If anyone wants to genetically engineer a dragon of some kind, it's kind of
Yeah.
a dragon.
We do not
then
endorse such
have hands
antics
up.
just before anybody does that.
Oh,
And gets us
Wii
in
Fit
trouble.
Trainer. We haven't even talked about her.
Marth.
Marth does
Marth.
own a sword.
What's yet? Palutena.
He's been around a sword, okay? He's got.
All right.
he's got
Palutena
skill.
seems like the secret.
Yeah.
Unless like Game and
Technically.
Watch just for like breaking space and time, like if he turns sideways or whatever, like there might be something
Yeah.
freaky happening with that, but I'm going Palutena.
Duck
Yeah,
Hunt.
that's good.
Duck Hunt is funny.
We did it. Congrats. You're welcome.
there we go.
Reader, writer.
Yes.
Jonathan Gerard writes in and says, after listening to the discussion of the Game Over song from Daytona, USA last week, look alive, Leo, I wanted to highlight this beautiful little ditty that plays when you die in an old adventure game on PC called Total Distortion. P.S. I've never played Total Distortion. I don't have a question, but if I win email of the week, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the boot shape by Illinois. Thanks. I was just there. I probably still wouldn't have gotten it, but thank you, Jonathan. Okay, this is the Game Over music from Total Distortion. This is like 93.
Thought you were hot. Guess what? You're not. You are dead, dead, dead. You brought your whole adventure to a screeching halt. You are dead, dead, dead. Your heart has stopped and your brain is cold. You were so,
Really
so dead. And now your body is starting to mold. You were so, so dead. This dimension cuts like a knife. You are dead, dead, dead. What a pitiful waste of a human life. You are dead, dead, dead. Your heart has stopped and your brain
It's still going, huh?
I don't know.
Halfway through.
This reminds me of.
Halfway
Oh my
through?
God.
I'll ride this out.
Let's do it. I want to hear
Your
it.
body is starting to mold. You were so, so dead.
This is way too much.
Aw, such a
Not
sad,
enough.
sad story. You're gone, empty head in the red. Game over, you're through.
The rap breakdown?
Gone. How does it feel to be dead? Bye-bye, your history, you're through. You're dust. I hope you improve your lousy score. Adios, see you later, bye-bye. I feel like try again. You are dead.
No, hang on.
This is beautiful.
Oh,
Saxophone, 3 minutes in.
You are dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead.
I feel like they went
Really
all out.
driving it home.
Yeah,
They worked harder on this than the game, probably.
This was the entire like memory of the cartridge or the CD.
Well, I feel like it's such a. They went all out in every area except for like someone who can actually sing. Like the voice is like a 5 out of 10.
That makes
but
it
lyrically,
funnier, though. I like it.
You know it's just got to be a dev, right?
Oh yeah,
You need to get this guy on
you
like, the
are
podcast
dead.
for an interview.
That would be fun.
This made a
Get him
group
to
of
reenact it.
this made a group of like developers like laugh very hard for like 2 weeks. Like,
Blizzard laughed at their little Easter eggs they made the orcs say. Meanwhile, these guys are going all out in the production of You Are Dead.
This reminds me of the death scene in South Park. What was it?
Yeah, the
Fractured But Whole.
Yeah.
When you die, if you just leave it on that screen, it's like a 3.5 minute song.
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
good.
Leo, do you want to play that dumb song too?
ride it out.
That's from a game called Total Distortion.
is that like a PC game?
It's an old PC Mac adventure game, and like the gameplay clip I saw, it was like you're in a cave and there's this enemy with like a huge guitar and he's like blasting guitar waves at you. It looks wild.
Maybe we can do that on replay or something. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
man.
maybe it's on Good Old Games or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Anyways, Leo, how you doing?
I thought the king was going to do a sweet jump, but then he just did that.
You're dead.
Playing
And then if you haven't played the game, credits start rolling.
Yeah.
Every time you die, it happens. So-
Apparently, this is from an episode 2, and it's the ending of some TV show. When we played it before on this podcast,
Yeah.
and waste
Well,
everybody's time.
I thought it was when I first heard it. I was like, "Is this the end of the old Hulk TV show?"
It's not.
but
It's
it's not.
something
It's not.
like
Yeah.
that.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very good. It's very funny.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just thinking about that game the other day. Remember that crazy Kanye West sequence
Yeah.
where you play the video game with his mom going to heaven on like the farting unicorn? That
all
is
remember it.
absurd. There's so many funny parts in that game. Anyways,
funny.
It's a good
Dan
game.
from Oxford writes in and says, "So I just had one of my favorite things happen. This is very sweet. It's too much ass kissing though. I got the notification that a new GI Show podcast is on Google Play. I love seeing that all black logo with the vertical line on the left. It's so sleek.
We got to change it.
Yeah, we really should. Maybe we will soon. They say, what makes you guys lose your S? Is it an intro to your favorite TV show? The opening music to your favorite podcast? What gets you wicked pumped?
Kingdom Hearts.
Just if someone says the words Kingdom Hearts, you have to hear like one of those songs.
Kingdom Hearts related.
Just
Or
hearing
Diva
that
related.
beep, like the menu beep, that very like specific when you start a game. I can't.
What is that? What do you mean? Like, is
Leo,
it like
can
a,
you pull that up? No, I'm just
Is it
kidding.
like a cursor sound or
No,
what?
yeah, it's like a beep for I don't know a great way to
on
describe
PS4?
it.
Or
No, for Kingdom Hearts.
Does it sound
Oh.
like this? I'm playing Kingdom Hearts.
No, it sounds like I'm excited to go on a new adventure with my
Yeah.
pal Sora. See, Kim gets it. I get it. Get
So
just
just the
excited
concept
about.
of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do. Shay?
I like the Game of Thrones intro.
Yeah, that always does get you pumped.
Yeah,
Even
it
though I
does.
skip it most of the time. but
100%.
Yeah, I'm with
Because
you.
it's like 12 minutes long.
Yeah, something I think I talked about before.
It's a
but
good song.
Before E3 every year, the 8-4 Play podcast out of Japan, they do my favorite thing where in the build up to E3, they always have an episode where every time they're talking about E3 and something that's a little bit exciting, Mark McDonald or somebody will just yell out, E3 hype train! And then they play the clip of Come on Ride That Train.
Yeah.
And just at any point then it is so funny because anytime the podcast like gets a little bit dull or quiets down, someone will just yell, E3 hype train! And just playing that stupid song.
Just over
it's
and over.
so funny.
Theme songs in general are good. Like I've been watching the original Dragon Ball a lot lately, and the theme for the original Dragon Ball show is fantastic. It's so good.
Yeah.
that awesome bass line and stuff, and that always there's a feature on those DVDs where you can just do marathon mode, which lets you just skip the next time and last time and the intro.
Yeah.
and I can't do it. I just got to hear
Totally.
that. I got to hear that theme song every 20 minutes.
Are you caught up on Super, by the way, yet?
No,
The
I'm not.
episodes are so good, Kyle. They just keep getting better and better.
I'm locked out in such a way where like I need to just buy them when they come out on Blu-ray.
What? There's a site where I didn't have to log in, and I'm
Yeah,
just
those
a couple
are
episodes
legal.
behind. No, it wasn't.
All
It's
right.
like Adult Swim
Send me the
site or
link.
something. Yeah, but like,
I want to get. I'm way behind. I think we've talked about it before, but I got sort of weighed down in the Goku Black stuff, and I need to finish that and get back to the good stuff.
yeah, it gets so much fun after that. It's
All right.
unbelievable.
All right.
Anyways, Paul writes in and says, after watching August 23rd's GI show and heard you guys talking about karaoke, I had a great idea. For this year's Extra Life, coming up in November, you should have a bid for what songs we want one of the GI crew to sing during the live stream. I think that'd be way too funny because you never know what someone will make you sing. Having to sing songs you don't know or don't like, or songs, as you discussed on the show, are not good karaoke songs. It's just an idea, but I hope you guys use it. Yeah, we've talked about that because we used to do Rock Band, but it's such a big production And it's also then people in the chat are like, what songs do you have downloaded on this Rock Band? Like, you need to cycle through that list. And so what we had planned the last 2 years, I think, was to do just like YouTube karaoke, which in theory would be every song ever.
Oh, God.
But we've never actually done it. But we should probably do it this year. But is it funny to make someone sing like Rap God from Eminem?
Is it funny to make someone sing on live?
Yes.
Internet.
It is objectively funny.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me? To pay $100
I've been
bucks?
through
I
this
know.
many times. It's not.
Hanson, I
fun.
sung on the, if you remember.
Oh.
And I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
No, I would totally be up for that.
I still
think
like
that'd
that
be a lot of fun.
video.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I think it went a little something like this.
Take on me.
Oh, Kim, you're too high there. Kyle took the lead. No, I hit it though.
Oh, God.
You guys, you're gonna get hurt if you go half speed. Anyways, next question.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you. Zeb from Goshen, Indiana. Oh, Indiana. Hello, Ben and the Benettes. I guess
care
that's
for
you,
that.
Kim. I'm
That's how
sorry.
we refer to ourselves.
I'm a bit behind in listening, but at the end of episode 410, you were discussing the origins of the word keister.
What? How did this happen?
I don't know. It's like a
Oh,
post-credits
boy.
thing, I guess. But they say, I work with a girl whose last name is Keister. One day, she came in wearing sweatpants with her name written across the seat of her pants. We all laughed a lot.
I mean, she knew what she was.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
okay,
That's just a cool move.
Yeah.
Your name's
No,
Keister.
for
Just
sure.
wear pants with the word
Own
Keister
it.
on your
Own
Keister.
it.
Yeah.
Own that Keister, girl. Anyways, Josh Carmel has a weird challenge from Long Island, New York here. Josh says, hello, crew. I thought of a fun ranking game for you folks to play. I played it with my friends recently and thought you guys might enjoy it too. Here's the game. The game is guessing what franchise someone is thinking of by how they rank the entries.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're just saying the numbers, and we have to guess what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh my
Do you understand this?
Do you have one prepared?
He has some. Okay, he says, for example, I'm not even going to say the medium here. The example is
Oh, it's movies too. Okay.
1, 3, 2, 4.
Okay. 1, 3, 2, 4.
That's from best to worst.
Hang on, Leo seems excited.
So it's a thing that has 4.
Yep.
Is it Indiana Jones?
Leo Pater, Indiana
That
Jones.
was my guess, but I was like, "There's no way I'm right."
That's amazing. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. 4, 2, 1, 7, 3, 6, 5. I'd argue that 6 and 5 are that's controversial for ranking.
So what was the number 1?
4,
And then the last?
6, and 5.
6, 1, and
So
4,
it's
and
not
6, and
Star
5.
Wars.
4, 2, 1, 7, 3, 6, 5.
This is tough.
This is really tough.
Is this Fast and the Furious?
No, there's 8 of those. Don't be naive.
Oh, that's a good guess though.
I mean, I
That
was
was a
just trying
very
to
good
think
guess.
of
That was
something.
true. Yeah, there's
you
not-
have to think of what there's 7 of.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Also, here, I guess we should
Can
probably.
you give us like
Here's a hint.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
4, 2, 1, 1 again, 7, 3, 6, 5.
Resident Evil.
Resident
Oh.
Evil. There we go.
Oh,
I was gonna
I thought
say-
we were still on movies.
Nope.
I was gonna
nope,
say
we're all
Yakuza.
over the place. Okay, here's a tricky one. I'd argue it's impossible.
Okay, so this is just to be clear, like video games, movies. We're gonna do
Everything.
episodes of a
Could be-
TV show.
This is hard.
It
some
is.
would some
Hell
would
yeah,
say
man. I like
seasons
it.
of a TV show.
Oh, all right.
Oh God.
3, 1, 2, 5, 4. I think having 3 first is insane, but
Arrested Development.
correct.
Wow.
It's 1, 2, 3.
I've got one.
Yes.
All right. 4, 2, 3, 1. Golden Abyss.
Come on, you
Hey,
little
I'm a
stinker.
joker.
God, you suck. I was excited about it for a while.
He even started jotting it down to try.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
figure it
It's, I feel like you're cracking a code. Let
Yeah.
me think here.
Yeah, it is tough.
out. I like. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. I mean, here's one. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
We've talked about it, I think, on the podcast a couple times. This is me personally. A lot of people wouldn't agree with this, but 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. Lou Vader,
Metal Gear Solid?
Metal Gear Solid.
Mm.
Okay. Correct.
There's a lot of trilogies you could do pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an example?
Of a trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's okay. It's 2, 1, 3.
That's tough.
But it's too few. There's too many things that
right.
are 3.
You need to have a lot of whatever these could be, right?
Yeah, and that's because you got to think of things that are like 5 or so. Right?
Yeah. Hey, let's cut and each think of one here.
Okay.
I already did.
Well,
Yours doesn't count. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, Kyle, you got one? Kyle?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Okay. Here's
Kyle.
mine.
Yep.
3. 7. 6. 7.2. 5124.
7.2.
Sopranos seasons.
No.
7 point. Why not 7.5?
I guess I could say 7.5. It's just a second part 7. It's confusing, but might make sense.
Final Fantasy?
No.
No.
Leo?
They had a second.
Harry Potter?
There you go.
Oh, of course.
Harry Potter.
Good job. Good
Kyle
job.
Because they split the 7th book into 2 films.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I could have said 8, but
That's a great one, Kyle. You're so smart.
thank you.
By the way, we cut for 45 minutes for Kyle to come up with that. Okay, here's one.
Okay.
4, 1, 3, 6, 5, 2.
4, 1, 3, 6, 5, 2. Ooh. Okay, so it's 6. 6 things.
Yes.
Mission Impossible.
Brian
Nice.
Shea! Mission Impossible! This is the best game. This
All right,
is so hard to
all right,
come
I've
up
got
with.
one.
I want to hear your real quick. Just what was your numbering again? I want to hear your best.
Ghost Protocol, 1, 3, Fallout, Rogue Nation,
and then 2.
2. And I understand people love Fallout and Rogue Nation. I appreciate them, but they always just feel a little bit hollow to me. I don't know.
disagree with that list, but
Sure.
I appreciate
Action's
it.
incredible in 5 and 6, but I gave the least amount of an S about all those stories.
Yeah. All right, so you have one, Shay? You think?
I do.
Oh.
Can I borrow the back of one of those pages?
I do have
You
one.
bet.
Okay, we need a page
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
We've only got one.
Are you writing it down for yourself to reference earlier?
Because there are 8 things.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
So let's see.
Harry Potter.
Let's start thinking and beat him to the... Is it Fast and the Furious?
8. So it's 8 things.
Yeah. And wait, just before you write this out, why is 6 scared?
Because 7, 8.
Just continue writing the thing. Leo, do you have any?
I was trying out a joke that I was going to say. Why was 17 scared of 18? Because 16, 17. Wait, no.
Because of teenage?
Basically that joke, but saying the 16, 17 version of
Uh-huh.
it. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Leo, can you let me know? Can you look that up and see if that's funny? Thanks.
It is.
Okay, great.
I was talking to Leo the other day about you do it a lot, I do it all the time too.
Yeah.
But since Leo has been in the booth, every time someone makes a joke that they feel like is underappreciated at the table on the podcast, they look into the booth to see if Leo likes it. Because please let the Prince of Comedy rain down kindly upon me.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes.
8
All right.
things.
4, 2, 7, 3, 5, 1, 6, 8.
So the fourth one is the best, and the 8th one is the worst.
Yes.
That's like a trick.
Brian Shea's nipples?
It is how I honestly feel.
Okay.
Oh, well, this
8.
means we're never going to guess
Mega
it.
Man X.
No.
8.
No.
Sonic.
No.
Oh, that was a good guess, Kim.
Is there 8 seasons of something?
Oh.
Oh, hang on.
Pokemon.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, could be Generations.
I wasn't going to say Star Wars, but the fact that 2 is second, that would be shocking, Brian Shea.
That is incorrect. I don't think you're going to get it.
Can you give us like a?
Is it?
media-
Pokemon Generations?
It is not, because there are only 7.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
think there are only 7
Give us a
generations, right?
Pokemon. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I don't know anything about
Well,
the 8th generation.
can you give us a media? Film, television.
television?
Oh, okay. All right. Breaking Bad?
No, because I think there are only 5 seasons of that.
Yeah, 8 seasons of a show.
It's obviously Friends. No, it's not.
Oh, Seinfeld has
How
9?
many seasons is Game of Thrones in now?
Like 6.
They're going
going
I
into
think,
6,
yeah.
I think.
And so the fourth.
Fourth is the
se-
best.
We can
Fourth is
assume
the
it's the season.
best.
4th season was the best.
Oh, this is
Magic School Bus?
I like that. It's not Magic School Bus.
School Bus?
It's
Very
Always Sunny-
close
It's always
thematically,
sunny in
though.
Philadelphia.
No,
All right, I give up. What is it?
they're actually going to season 13.
Oh, jeez.
What is it?
Why do I know this?
I don't know.
Dexter.
We were not going to guess
That's
that.
what I said. I said you're not going to guess
out
it.
of your mind?
I said you're not going to guess
Dexter.
it.
Why would I have...
That was
season 7 of Dexter? You expect us to have an opinion on that? Oh my god!
I think I am
it
one
was
of the
a
few people who
fine.
stuck with it.
Okay, I got one.
Oh,
okay,
yeah, hit
okay.
it.
3, 2, 1, 4.
3, 2, 1, 4. Okay, 4 things. Third is the best. Fourth is the worst.
Brian or Kai, you should know 4 things really well. It's the old video series.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's cut to that real
series
quick.
that we murdered.
Yeah.
I forgot the order. What was the
3,
order
2, 1, 4.
3, 2, 1, 4. Okay. Huh. Okay. So it's 4.
Your pin code?
Do you want me to give you
No.
a category?
Yeah, category.
yeah,
category.
Video games.
Okay.
Of course.
3, 2, 1. So the most
Her
recent
eyes got
and
wide.
the first.
Gears of War.
Yeah, that's totally...
No.
So the worst ones were the first and the last.
Well, it wasn't per se the worst.
That's
It's
what
just
that means,
other
if they're the
ones were
last
I
ones.
know, but the other ones are better.
So they're the worst
Like,
entries.
I
of
can't
that.
believe you
No.
feel this way about God of War. It's outrageous.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you know what? That Resident Evil one? That guy should have put 0 in there. That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have immediately thought Yakuza.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another thing that I guessed for that.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
I like this because you got to kind of get in the head of the person, too.
Mhm.
Like, what is
The new one is the worst.
something Kim would be
Video
into?
games.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. There's 5-star Oceans, right?
probably.
It's not an RPG.
Not an
Ooh,
RPG.
but it's a game series.
With 4 entries.
So I was thinking Tales or something. But
There's way too many tales.
Yeah,
and they're
there's
not.
yeah.
more than 4 Tales
Yeah.
games.
It's not an RPG. Something Kim likes enough to have a personal ranking.
What is the
of.
4th? I think of like Last Generate. Oh. Eyes closed. Look at her expression. Mass Effect.
No.
Dang it! I was so confident in that.
That's an RPG.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's the exact opposite of what she said.
Well,
It's more action.
I mean, people might debate on
Yes.
this order, but I feel like I have the last one absolutely correct. So I'll give
Okay.
that as
So most recent entry
That
was
everyone would
The
say.
Walking Dead seasons.
no.
Oh.
that's interesting. Last one is correct.
Oh, I guess one
The
would have
new
been at the
one
top.
Sucks. 4th.
Yeah, the 4th was a big disappointment.
Big. This generation?
Would it be this gen?
Well, it's the 4th entry this generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it the first on this generation?
What was last, I think?
Killzone?
Oh.
No.
Could you rank the
Not
Killzone?
Arkham.
gun to your head?
I can't even name a number. I just dislike Killzone that
not
much.
Arkham's actually a good,
Not Halo.
not a bad guess because there are 4 Arkhams.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would say Arkham Asylums.
All right, here's a big hint.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need it.
Simulation. Game.
Sims?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because
One's
there's so
so
many
far back.
expansions and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Really?
What is the ranking again for you?
3, 2, 1, 4.
Really? 3 is the best.
Yeah, 3
Okay.
was.
I think 2 was the pinnacle
That's
for me.
interesting.
But
That's
okay.
a good one, Kim. Good job.
Yeah.
I'd say that's like twice as good as Dexter.
But half as many entries.
Can't believe you have opinions on every season of Dexter.
I love Dexter.
All right, that's cool.
Even through all of its garbage
I love
seasons.
it. Write in to podcastinginformer.com if you have random numbers you want us to
Oh,
read
I
off.
should have done Buffy.
That would have been impossible for some people out there. Anyways, what do you guys like email of the week?
The song, just because.
Oh, the Game Over song?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
good.
very
I like
good.
the
I didn't
game we
even
just
think of
played.
that.
I like the game
That
we
one
just
was
played.
good too, but
You're absolutely
the
right.
laughter that came with that song.
Yes,
I
yes.
cannot deny.
I think it's between those two for sure, so I don't care either way.
You're right.
Let's go with the song. I
Yeah,
like the
that
song.
is such an interesting game concept. I loved it a lot. It took up so much of the show, probably to listeners' lament. But yeah, you're right.
eternity
That song,
to the
you're totally right.
listeners.
That's Jonathan Garrard from What's Gonna Be Greenland? Because I don't know where else he's from. Congratulations, Jonathan. We'll put you up on the map. A pin in your honor. As for now, do you guys want to listen to even more music?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
Okay, we're going to have some Game That Tune game trivia. Who's competing? We don't know. We'll find out after the break. And welcome back to the Game Informer Show. We have Brian Shea ready to compete. He's a fierce competitor ready to talk all about and guess what games these songs are from.
Yep.
And going up against him, we have the one, the only, the irreplaceable Kyle Hilliard. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, he had to go.
Yeah.
But we have Suriel Vasquez.
I've heard music before.
The fierce competitor. He's always tapping a tune.
Okay.
Here's how this works. So this is Game That Tune. No relation to anything else.
Nope. Our own
from the
original
70s
property.
Game show. Yeah. Here's how this works, Suriel, because you seem genuinely confused.
I don't even know where I am.
It's been a while since we've played this. Here's how it works. I have songs. Leo has those songs. He's going to play starting at different moments in each track. It's not always from the beginning of the song. All these songs are from a video game, for the most part.
For the most
But I'm going to give you a category, and it's going to go back and forth based on whose turn it is, and it's your guys' job to remember that, and it's a bidding war to see how few seconds you need to hear from that song for you to nail what game that song is.
So we're going to hear something before we make our bid?
No, you're
No.
not.
Okay.
So you're going to
know the category.
The category, for example, would be like 1994's greatest platformer.
Oh, okay.
And then you
All
say,
right.
I can game that tune in 12 seconds. And then
I can do it in 10 seconds.
you go back and forth. And then when you don't think you can go lower, then you call him out and you say, Shay, game that tune. And then we play 10 seconds of that song. And he has to guess it. If he doesn't get it right, you get a point. First to 10 wins.
Oh, God, this is going to take forever.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Let's game that tune,
Who
baby.
wants to go first? Who's got the closest birthday?
Mine's February.
Mine's January.
Oh, Suriel, you've won.
All right, Suriel. So here we go.
All right, guys. I've won this segment. See you guys later.
All right, so the first category is, you have to say
Okay.
how many seconds you need to listen to the song before you get it. Ready? Category is 30 years of adventures. 30 years of adventures.
I can name that tune in 20 seconds?
Game that tune.
Yeah, what did you
Oh,
say?
I can game that tune.
Got
Sorry.
it. Yeah.
I can video game the tune in
Yeah.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
I can game that tune in 15 seconds.
I can game that tune in 13 seconds.
12 seconds.
Game that tune.
Brian
Let's see
Shea,
if I
12
can.
seconds of 30 years of adventures. The audience is screaming at home.
Yeah, it sounds super familiar and it's driving me insane. I don't think it was what I was thinking it was going to be.
Well, that's always a dangerous trap to
That
fall
is
into at this game,
That's
isn't
a
it?
dangerous one.
I have one in my mind. It has to be that one song.
So this is just poker where I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know any of these songs.
You're
but
set,
I can
man.
outplay Brian.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, I don't know.
You're just forfeiting? Guess a game.
Dragon Quest.
Brian Shea with Dragon Quest getting 1 point on the
Really?
board. Absolutely.
Oh
It's
my-
the
That
Dragon
was actually
Quest
going to be
theme.
my guess.
I was
yeah.
thinking it was going to be Zelda.
Wow.
That's why I was going lower and lower, and then I
that-
started second guessing myself, and then I was like,
Jeez.
what other franchises have been?
Didn't you listen to this episode of the Game Informer Show that you're on right now? We just talked about it.
Is that from 11 specifically?
That's just an orchestral take. It's kind of a general. I don't think it's from one specifically. All right, you guys ready? So Brian Shea, you're starting this bid. I really need you guys to remember whose turn it is because I will lose
It's
track
my
of that
turn.
stuff. Here we go. Funky crossover.
I can game that tune in 15 seconds.
I can name it in 12
Sorry- I'm
seconds.
sorry, you can what?
Oh, I can game that tune
Thank
in
you.
12 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I can game that tune in 9 seconds.
Game that tune, Suriel.
Suriel, 9 seconds. Funky crossover. Good God, Leo.
Oh man, I have two guesses. I'm trying to pick which one. I'm gonna go say I'm gonna game that tune and say it's Mario and Rabbids.
Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
I was
I'll
gonna
give
guess
it to
that
you,
as well,
man.
yeah.
Well done. That is from the Donkey Kong Adventure recent DLC with Jeff. Reviewed it. It's on the site.
And that was Mr. Grant Kirkhope.
That's right. Leo, do you want to play more of that? I didn't play or listen to the whole song, but I think it sounds pretty sweet.
See, if I had gone
Yeah.
a little
Of
longer, it
course,
would've
yeah.
been completely
That's why I
obvious.
just stuck it with the
That's
drums.
why I stopped at 10.
very true.
My other guess, based entirely on your clue, was SMT versus Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay.
Funky crossover, but
There we go.
Well, the funky was obviously a Donkey Kong reference.
Thank you, Brian Shea. That's
got
the
your
most
back.
clever prompt. The rest are very phoned in. All right, you guys
Okay.
ready? Next
Very
one, not phoned in at all. Next category
Suriel's
is...
turn to
Thank
start.
you. Next category is Red Hot. Red Hot is the category.
I can game that tune in 20 seconds.
Wow.
15 seconds.
I can game it, sorry, in, let's say 13 seconds.
Game that tune.
Wow, Suriel's up to bat again. Here we go. Game that tune. Red Hot.
So I heard a very distinctive sound.
Look how part of the game.
It makes me think it's, I'm going to game that tune and say it's Spider-Man.
There we go. Good job, Suriel. Boy, why did I choose the one with sound effects in it? Oh my God. Would you have gotten that if it wasn't for hearing a web shooter?
I think I still would have guessed Spider-Man because
Okay.
it sounds
Yes.
for whatever reason.
It's
I was
Also
going to
fair.
guess like Marvel of some sort, but
Oh
like,
God! All right, it's the one version I chose. I'm sorry, Leo. Okay, here we go. Next category is
wait, what's the score?
Suriel's at 2, Shay's at 1. Next category is it's you, Shay, up to bat.
I am up to bat.
Free to play spin-offs. Free.
45 seconds.
30
It'd be
seconds.
bad if you said game that tune.
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Game that tune.
20
Oh, God.
seconds. Free to play spin-offs. Here we go.
Just as we were getting into it.
It's a very good song.
Oh, man. I was thinking it might have been Mario Run. I don't know if that's
Shay,
Mario
again,
Run.
don't try and predict it because you're always going to be wrong.
Yeah. Is that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp?
Wow. You could not be more wrong. Point for Suriel Vasquez.
Good.
That is the, in my opinion, underrated Battlefield Heroes.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Oh, really? That theme is so good. It's as catchy as the Battlefield theme, which is tough to do when the Battlefield theme is already so good. All right. Next category is 2D on 3D. 2D on 3D.
It's Suriel's turn to start.
Some
the
would
bid.
argue this is the worst clue of all the category names. But 2D on 3D.
I can game that tune in 15 seconds.
Holy God.
10 seconds.
Game that tune. Game that
10
tune.
seconds, Brian Shea, 2D on 3D.
All right, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step up.
What the hell was that?
What? Leo Vader and I have heard that song 600 times, if that's a clue.
Oh, man. It's not a clue because you guys play the weirdest stuff. It's Putt Putt's Adventure.
Incorrect. That's a point for Suriel Vasquez. That is a song that Jeff Cork rapped over in a parody. That is from Parappa the Rapper on PlayStation 1. A very
Yeah, I should have
good
gotten
game.
that probably.
That's right. It's like the second level, I think. That's fine. Everybody knows the first song, but you gotta go one deeper because that song is very good.
Cut the cheese.
Also, I should really learn how to play that on piano. I don't really know how to play piano, but you could totally learn to do that, and that'd be super
So wait, that's
fun
like the
just-
karate stage song?
No.
That's the second level, right?
I think karate's first, I
No,
believe.
the fast food chain is first.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just think of the karate from the demo maybe then, but the car one is very early on. The Moose teaches you how to drive a car. It's important game storytelling. All right.
It's immersive, some would say.
Whose category is this?
It is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Unguessable Game Boy movie tie-in soundtrack.
I can
Unguessable.
game that tune in 5 seconds.
You're such a dick.
Game that tune?
Top
All right.
Gun. I don't know. That's NES anyway.
All right, I'll give
that
Serial
count
a
as a
point.
guess?
That absolutely, you can't guess
my
something.
God. I even
Serial,
corrected
you're at
myself.
5. Shay's at 1. But all right, now it's beautiful. 'cause
Wait,
we just get to
what was it?
Oh, let's just sit back and listen to it because it's awesome.
Okay.
Start from like start from like 20 seconds now, Leo. Let's really soak this thing in. Game Boy movie tie-in. Does anybody have a guess? That won't count.
Home Alone GTA?
Oh, interesting. No. Probably the same, close to the same era.
Wayne's World?
No. More darker than Wayne's World.
There's nothing
I was
darker
going
than
to say.
Wayne's World.
Oh, God. Oh.
Is it like some Mighty Ducks?
The weird thing is,
Darker than Wayne's World, Mighty
a
Ducks.
friend just sent this to me, and I guess they used it for like, I think a Japanese company used it for commercials about like laundry or something. Just this song, this original song made for the game. All right, that is the RoboCop theme on Game Boy. I think it's the title theme for RoboCop on Game Boy.
Well, if only I was going against Joe Juba.
I sent it to him like, is this anywhere in the movie? He's like, no, this is an original song just for the Game Boy. It's so weird.
Why is it so good?
I don't know. It's crazy.
It should have been in that form in the movie.
I know.
If not that, and then in like the reboot that was awful.
Absolutely. I'm sure they had some Avenged Sevenfold music or something there. So I've never seen it. I wouldn't diss that movie. All right.
I would.
Serial.
Not good.
You are on the home stretch, buddy. You're halfway there. 5-1. Your category is PC loading screen. PC loading screen.
I can game that tune in 20 seconds.
Game that tune.
Wow.
You were going to say, I could have said like half an
Could
hour.
have, yeah.
20 seconds. PC loading screen. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't fit the tone of the rest of the game.
Yakuza 0.
Oh, man. I have no idea.
I'd argue, I was just thinking about this recently for reasons we can't go into until the next week, but I was recently thinking about this game. I think this is one of maybe like the 5 most mind-blowing games I think I've ever played. Like, just like, what? This can be a game?
So if you don't
I'm
know
gonna
Jack.
I should probably stop giving so many hints to people.
Rock of Ages.
5 most mind-blowing games of all time. This is the Sims 1 loading music.
Oh.
Congratulations, Brian Shea.
It did sound familiar. I just had no idea where from.
Very silly.
I've never played this.
All right, Shay's at 2. Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you should. Good games. Good games. All right, Brian Shea, your category. The category is, you aren't allowed in the modern game industry if you don't get this one correct.
Oh, good. Jesus. Oh, man. I can game that tune in 33 minutes.
Okay. All right. This is the extended loop.
I can game that tune in 32 minutes.
Just really put the pressure on us, Hanson. One of us loses our jobs if we get
Andy
this wrong,
is
right?
off camera watching this, too. He's shaking his head aggressively.
We'll take it down to 20 seconds.
15.
Game it.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Serial has to game that tune. 15
For
seconds.
the fate of my job.
Category is, you aren't allowed in the modern game industry if you
It's
don't
one
get
of those,
this one correct.
It's one of those where I think that I know what it is off the clue, but I'm not
Okay.
going to fall
All
for
right.
that trick again.
Here we go.
I knew it.
Shut up. For the audio listeners, Serial looks horrified. He's
Is
turned
it-
white as a ghost.
PUBG?
Incorrect.
Fortnite. The
It's
one time I
Fortnite.
was right in my assumption, and I
Losing
Never played
it.
Fortnite.
Really? I think I remember you saying that before.
the
I'm sorry.
one time that I took your advice
I
and
know.
it blew up.
Oh, you got
I got,
the
I
point.
still
You got
got
the
point.
Fortnite point.
Yeah, you
so-
did.
I
All right.
did get the point, but I
Shay's
wanted to be a
Shay-
know-it-all.
Shay's at 3. Surreal's at 5. All right. Next category is Super Nintendo Game Over music.
This is Surreal's bid, correct?
Yes, it is.
I can game that tune in 20 seconds.
Super Nintendo Game Over
Music.
I'll do 15 seconds.
Game that tune.
15 seconds.
Used to remember the days of the single-digit bid.
Yeah, I know. These
Those are
categories
long
tough.
gone. Those are
Yep.
long gone after the first few.
Actually, yeah, you're totally right. All right. Okay. Here we go. Super Nintendo Game Over music. 15 seconds.
For whatever reason, the cutoff is always super funny to me. I don't know why.
Oh man, I'll say. Oh man, I don't even know.
Not a good sign.
Final Fantasy 4.
Incorrect. That is Chrono Trigger.
I almost said Chrono Trigger. I'm not
Look,
even.
Wait. Hand to God, you almost said it. That's worth half a point if you almost said
if that
something.
answer was in your heart.
Hand to Samus.
Oh my God.
That
hand to
was my
Samus.
first response, and then I went Final Fantasy instead.
Surreal, you're at 6. Shay's at 3.
Stupid.
All right, here we go.
This is your bid, Shay, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
it is.
sure.
Category is Imran's favorite theme song.
Okay.
Imran's favorite theme song.
I can game that tune in 2 seconds.
What?
Game that tune?
Dude, are you crazy?
do it.
I think you know the answer.
I don't know the answer, but I'm going to make a good guess.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it was the one.
It's always funny.
It is.
I was going to say Nier Automata.
You
I
can't
was-
submit a guess by saying I was going to say.
Well, that's going to be my guess, because that's all I was going to say. When
Well, do you think that sounded like Nier Automata?
I don't think so.
Why would you guess Nier
Because
Automata?
I don't know what the hell else it is.
I can play it again if you want.
Sure. Yeah, 2 seconds. We'll play that again.
I mean, does his guess stand? Can he guess something else?
I don't know, Shay.
We're going to stick with it.
I'm sorry, it is not Nier Automata's triumphant trumpet soundtrack. That is Monster Hunter theme, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Very close, very close. All right, next category for Surreal. 8.75.
I can game that tune in 8.75 seconds.
Game that tune.
Wow. All right, 8.75 seconds to leave in the booth. It's up to you. Category's 8.75. Here we go.
That was only 8.65.
I'm going to guess Into the Breach.
Oh, great. I think that scored higher. I think that might have been a 9.25.
That was a 9.25, yes.
Yeah. But great guess. I'm sorry. That is, I probably should have put recent on there. That is Guacamelee 2's main theme. Guacamelee 2. So that's a point for Brian Shea.
This is like a trend in how we get points, is the other person getting
Just
it wrong.
failing? Yeah, I love it though. All right,
is
here
the
we
score?
go. Surreal's at 6. Shay, you're at 4.
Ooh, come back.
Category is building your character.
So it's my turn to bid. I'll say 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
I'll say 15 seconds.
12.
Game that tune.
12 seconds. Building your character, Brian Shea.
My favorite episode of South Park.
Well, it's funny you should say that because isn't it South Park? Is it Stick of Truth?
Oh, Shay. It's
Oh, it's fractured.
but oh my God. Surreal, you get a point. Surreal, I can't believe you would say South Park. That's crazy. That song is from an episode, but still very funny how it builds to that. It's very stupid. Okay, here we go. Surreal, you're at 8 points. Your category is an upcoming remake.
I can game that tune in 15 seconds.
I'll correct this. An upcoming remaster.
Does that bid stand then?
Sure.
13 seconds.
Game that tune.
It's just, it's going to be another point for Surreal. Let's
Here
be
we
honest.
go. 13 seconds, an upcoming remaster.
I was thinking this was going to be like my redemption for getting Plants vs. Zombies wrong last episode, or last time
bad.
Yeah. Spyro the Dragon.
Does that sound like a Spyro the Dragon?
I couldn't think of any other remaster.
That's right.
Is it Grandia?
It's not.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Onimusha?
Correct. You got the point anyway, but yes. That
Can
is
I tell you
Onimusha,
that
recently
you
released.
could have given me 45 more guesses?
I was just like, I chose the most Japanese sounding clip imaginable. See, it's recent news.
It had
Capcom's
web slinging
remaking
in it, Brian.
God, that was stupid. Okay. Shay, your category. Very, very good.
15 seconds.
All right.
10 seconds.
Game that tune.
10 seconds.
See, the strategy is 15 seconds is just far enough that somebody else will bid, and then you
Thanks
can
for
throw it
sharing
in
your
their
pro
lap.
tips. All right.
Unless I know my very, very good.
All right, here we go. Very, very good.
Gosh, I've heard that before.
I bet you have. There's a game point, by the way.
Is it God of War?
There we go. Surreal wins on a
That was good.
positive 10
Yeah.
points. Surreal Vasquez. Congratulations. That is the song Deliverance from the God of War soundtrack, which is
I actually
just
knew that one as
incredible.
well, so
Oh,
the ones I defer ended up
See?
being the ones I knew.
What are you doing? I should be more specific with these categories. Let's keep going for fun, huh? Finish these off.
Sure.
All right.
Sure, let's do the last 33 that you have listed there.
You got it. All right. Going back and forth. So this was Surreal's category for fun, not for keepsies here. Will it make the top 50? Will it make the top 50 is the
I
category.
feel like I can already make this guess.
Oh.
That's bitten me before, so be careful.
Let's say 40 seconds.
15 seconds. See the pro tip.
Game that tune.
Oh, he didn't fall for it.
Wow.
You really shouldn't have keyed me into your strategy.
All right, here we
That's
go.
what got me.
Will it make the top 50?
Oh, God of War. No. Is this Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves! There we go. Well done. And also, P.S. in this trivia, will Sea of Thieves make the top 50?
No.
I think
Nah,
there's
I
a
don't
good
think
chance
so.
of that. Unless those expansions, are those coming out this year?
Who knows?
Okay, we love
I
a Sea
think
of
Kyle
Thieves.
is the only person who has uttered the word Sea of Thieves since that game came out.
Right, and is referencing his Six Stunts video. Yeah. Okay, next category. 2010 action. 2010 action. This is Brian Shea.
15 seconds.
Game that tune.
Damn it.
15 seconds.
All right.
2010 action. Here we go.
I knew I shouldn't have said that. So we're just going to cut right there. You're just letting it go now.
And now if you could mix in the Battlefield Heroes, Leo, I think this is the only way to really
Get
sing
some
it
web
home.
slinging in there.
Some web slinging. For some reason, I wanted to say Alpha Protocol, but I don't think that fits into
I
action.
think that's 2009 as well.
Is it?
Maybe
I don't think
not.
so. I think it's 2010.
Okay, you could be right.
because I
Game that
remember
year.
really dumb things. Oh boy, I couldn't tell you.
That is apparently the main theme to probably the best-selling game that year. Well, probably Red Dead beat it, but Call of Duty Black Ops, ladies and gentlemen. Black Ops.
Black Ops might have beaten Red Dead.
I bet it did.
I mean, Black Ops is always the top seller until
sure.
like GTA 5.
All right, skipping the next one, Leo Vader in the booth. So, Serial Vasquez, your category is delicious. Delicious.
I can game that tune in 50 seconds.
50?
7 seconds.
Love it.
Game that tune.
7 seconds. Here we go. Delicious.
That's Final Fantasy 15.
Incorrect. Incorrect, Franche. That is Overcooked. That is the Overcooked 1 map theme, which is...
For some reason, that
surprisingly
reminded me of like the style that they did when they got like the camp.
I could see it. Not a bad guess. All right. Whose category is this? Shay's?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here we go. Technically a new theme, comma, but nobody talks about it. Technically a new theme, but nobody talks
That's
about it.
my favorite genre.
20 seconds.
Game that tune.
Oh, wow.
man.
All right, 20 seconds.
We have to
Here
listen
we
to it
go.
for 20 seconds now.
Shay,
I'm going
on,
to say
bro.
Sonic Forces.
Can I guess it?
Yeah.
Smash?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the new Smash theme, man. Shay, of
I
all
have not
people.
heard that song.
You've heard that song probably
sure I
looping
have.
under Nintendo Direct for 30 minutes straight.
I'm sure I have.
That's fine.
Shay, you would have gotten it if it was Sonic. You would have known what it was.
Well, Nier Automata? Okay, here we go. Next.
I probably would have guessed that before Smash, to be
You're right.
honest.
Let's skip the next one, Leo. So here we go. This is Serial's category. This phrase, which once was an Easter egg on a Game Informer cover, which is debatable if it was cool or not. The phrase is PC Master Race. Category is PC Master Race.
Can game that tune in 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
You're going to have to listen to that song for 30 seconds now. Go.
As they say, go. Here we go.
Can I just guess now?
Yeah.
StarCraft.
There we go. Of course. But let's ride this one out. Let's really soak this one in. And the Terran race is the joke. Have you ever heard this song, Shay? Oh my God.
For the audio listener, Shay is slowly moving his mic across the table closer to the
But
center.
his tongue
away
is
from-
also rolling out onto the table
Yeah.
like some sort of cartoon wolf. Like he's really digging this Terran theme. So good. That little chunk is like the best bit of music in StarCraft. It's just this one little chunk in the Terran 1 theme. Anyway, StarCraft, everybody check it out if you haven't. Okay, here we go. Last category. 2018's official not a game category. Not a game. 2018's not a game.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Game that tune.
Not a game category?
All right, here we go. 20 seconds of 2018's not a game category.
Shay looks like someone is towing his car in front of him.
Over him, actually.
That is actually the main theme of The Incredibles 2.
Incorrect. Shay, I thought you knew music. We have had some very bad guesses today. Oh my God! I wish Kyle
And
didn't
they're
have to
all
go
games
home.
I haven't played or movies that I haven't seen.
You've seen this movie.
Have I?
I bet you have. That is from Solo, a Star Wars story.
Boy,
The
have
song
I
is-
got news for you. I've not seen that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've not seen that or Ant-Man and the Wasp, which
Okay.
are like two movies completely up my alley.
Solo, I watched it again today on a plane. I like it. I like that movie.
I want to see it. I want to see both of those movies.
Yeah, and that's from, I think it's called Marauders Arrive. It's one of the coolest songs in the soundtrack. Everybody disses that soundtrack. I actually think it's very good if you just listen to it.
I have seen that movie 0 times.
That's fine. Congratulations, everybody. Suriel Vasquez, new reigning champ.
I did it.
Brian Chase played this game at least twice, and Suriel just mopped the floor with him.
I think I lost last time, too.
Maybe.
So
What I learned this go-around is not only that Shay has a lot of very strong opinions on why he's losing every round, but I think I need to vary it up more with it's best if some categories are like 45 seconds and others are like 2. You know what I mean? So you gotta have some like Mario tracks in there mixed in with some more obscure ones. Because when it's constantly hovering around that 15-10 second game, we can improve Game That Tune is what I'm saying. Yeah. It will return, just like the Avengers or Thanos, whatever you want. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of the Game Informer Show. Be sure to tune into next week's episode. I think it'll be a big one. More importantly, check out GameInformer.com on Tuesday morning. Hopefully, we'll have some very exciting things to reveal and announce.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, big cover reveal. Should be fun. All right, until next time. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.